Niners! You might guess I'm Ronbo. And also featuring my ninja. Hey, I don't. I got work, man. Somebody put a gag out on Twitter saying Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Watson just signed with Chicago for Mitchell Trubisky, a 2021 first-round pick, a 2022 first-round pick, and second-round pick. I said, it's over. Oh, no. Fake. Doesn't make any difference. It doesn't make any difference whether it's fake or not. It is preview of what's about to happen. You see, I should have known it was too quiet. When I read that, nobody else was responding around the 49er community about this. I said, oh, it's not real? Damn. Ain't nobody can be giving up all them picks. You can imagine 20. You know what that would equate for us? That would mean, okay, give him Jimmy, as you would really appreciate. You give him also this year's first, this next year's first and second. The Rams probably said that's all it would take. That would equate to like Jimmy and also who's that celebrity? Because they put Raekwon was involved in that deal too. So Trubisky and Raekwon, first round, second round, first round this year along with Raekwon and Trubisky, first round next year and second. So that would mean like, so how would that go? That would be Jimmy and who's the second? Is it going to be probably not Nick because they wouldn't take Nick in the condition he's in, right? Because they don't know. They would ask for Jimmy and Fred and this year's first and next year's first and second. Ain't no way in hell John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan going for that. So much they would ask for that. Don't care who he is. That man ain't Jesus Christ and he ain't Moses. What are you talking about? Get out of here with that. So, it's still on. Watson's still out there. Although I got to tell you, Watson is stranded in Texas. Man, ain't leaving Texas, man. I already know for sure. But the Panthers are working hard to get some package together, though, as the news is for real right now. So we shall see. No one worried about the 49ers, but the 49ers always strike like a cobra, silently sneaking up. Jumps up, head fanned. Before you know it, you can't run. Oh, my God. You can run all you want. The cobra's going to slowly follow behind you until you drop and eat. Oh, God, it's frightening. Let me stop being weird. I know, right? When do I stop being weird? Let's get into the subject matter of the day, which makes way more sense. The NFL's free agency period gets underway on March the 17th. You know that. Niner fans are chomping at the bit about how GM and fearless leader John Lynch is going to ink up the likes of Trent Williams, who, of course, tops the priority list for most of us. Richard Sherman has near guaranteed he will not be returning to the halls of Santa Clara. Meanwhile, prayers can be seen flying upwards from the homes within the Niners empire for Alex Mack, right along with Deshaun Watson. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, my God, we got to have Alex Mack. And who else is going to be a part of the 49ers 2021 quest for six is the question. We'll be taking your phone calls on this Sunday evening as we examine some interesting predictions from Sportrac's Michael Ginnitti's Who's Coming to San Francisco list. And everything else you want to talk about that's Niners! Didn't go out last night. I'm pumped, man. I'm just like, the energy level's like crazy. Where's Mike? Boy, I'm ready to work that dude right now. Boy, Mike, get in here, man. Get in here, Mike. Mike, my dude. Hey, oh, here. Now, here's the thing to make you feel better. Gil Brand, NFL.com senior analyst, predicts from worst to first as he does annually for the upcoming season. Let me quote him to make you feel better about the 49ers. Every year, 8 teams endeavor to go from worst to first. transforming themselves from bottom feeders to division champs in the space of one season. It's a tough thing to do. In 2020, only one team made it via the improbable path of winning from Gill's last year's list, winning just four more games. Yes, it was the Washington football team was helped by the chaos that was taking over the NFC East. And but they once again showed that it is possible for teams to flip their fates in the NFL in the blink of an eye. And who will follow Washington's example in 2021? Brant ranked all 8 last-place teams from 2020 according to their chances of going from worst to first in the upcoming 2021. And guess who ranks number 1? You bet your sweet booty. San Francisco is ranked number 1. And here's what he said. San Francisco 49ers, 6-10, extenuating circumstances, including a rash of injuries that led to the Niners being among the league leaders in terms of talent committed to IR, as well as their temporary displacement to Arizona because COVID-19 protocols in Cali. Governor Newsom, thank you very much. You and the county of Santa Clara. It's okay. We're still smiling about it. Okay. That torpedoed San Francisco's chance of defending its NFC title in 2020. We would have snuck in the back door, actually, even had things been a little different because, nobody wanted the NFC last year. This is what's so killing. The 49ers came in with that army of talent they had last year. They would have steamrolled it. Because you know why I say that? Because Tom Brady, everybody has the misconception that Tom Brady was the reason why the Bucs beat Mahomes. Lord have mercy. The Bucs scored 3 points. They scored 3 points. How the hell are you going to talk about Tom Brady was the reason? The defense should be getting all the glory in that game. Tom didn't have to do anything but show up and score 8 touchdowns or a field goal or 2. But, okay, be as it may. Tom Brady is the NFC, the Super Bowl champion. He is the greatest of all time now by many people's standards. But it follows in that a fully healthy campaign from Nick Bosa, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, and Dee Ford, all of whom missed serious time last season, would make this team a bona fide, legitimate kick-ass, hell yeah, they would have went to the Super Bowl, even in this relatively strong division from the NFC West. One area where the Niners could make a change is at quarterback position. It'll be interesting to see if Kyle Shanahan, 6 with Jimmy Garoppolo, was returning from his own injury-hampered season or pursues someone he thinks can run his offense more effectively. And Gill's rolling with the rest of the pack, saying what most folks are saying, adding, quote, personally, I don't think Garoppolo's all-world. He does limit what San Francisco can do to a degree. But he's still an above-average starter. Gill, I'll take that all day. As long as he'll get 13 or 14 wins, Gill, you can kick my... Never mind. Frankly, when the Niners' run game was operating at full capacity, it can make any quarterback look good, unquote. Such a misnomer. You know what, though? I want to see next year. I can't wait to see the second year in a row Jimmy, actually, now he's accumulated enough time. Now it's a solid second year in a row in Kyle Shanahan's offense, along with everybody else having plenty of time in Shanahan's offense. Because these youngsters, man, they came in having to learn a lot within the amount of time that they had it together. And Jimmy being missing a couple of years. So this year, I'm going to be laughing my ass off and saying things every week. Look at you now. Get that egg up off that face. I tried to tell you was out of place. My boy Jimmy G. Jimmy, get them mofos. Anyway, let's get right into this before I get real stupid. What might things look like for the Niners after the first wave of free agency? Time will tell, but one possible scenario was laid forth by sports financial analyst and website Sportrac earlier this week. Sportrac operator Michael Ginnitti posted a long list of free agency projections on February 17th, which included guesses for salaries and destinations of the top impending free agents in the NFL. Ginnitti included the two 49ers among his guesses. That included Trent Williams and Richard Sherman. We all have a pretty good idea about the two of them. The fun begins, though, with Ginnitti's projections of 3 other FAs to wind up in San Francisco. Ginnitti's projections on Williams and Sherman aren't big surprises anyway, as he thinks Williams will re-sign with the 49ers, while Sherman, as expected, will wind up elsewhere. Somebody's got Sherman. You know, man. Ginnitti put forth the projected signing figure of 4 years, $72 million for T. Will, which would put him under a contract until he's age 36. Ginnitti wrote, quote, Williams can't be tagged by the Niners per the terms of his trade agreement. And though the age is seemingly a small concern, he missed all of 2019 and is showing no signs of decline just yet. He'll carry an $18 million floor into the negotiating room, which is really scary because, you know, there's going to be some teams that say, hey, oh, yo, Trent. Listen, before you sign that deal, I already heard they're going to start you at 18. Trent, I'm going to start you at 20, and we can go from there, okay? Let me get you in here tomorrow. Let's have lunch, and we'll go right to the place we're going to make this deal, okay? Those guys, because they get real sexy and romantic when it comes to getting a football player that's going to help them win. So you got to, John, man, you got to be on your toes, man. They're coming after you. The Sharks are going to be biting, man. Okay, so as for Sherman, Ginnitti guesses the final destination will be the Green Bay Packers at a cost of $20 million over 2 years. 49ers are not about to pay that to Sherman. Of Sherman, Ginnitti predicts, quote, while many franchises will look at the age 32 and immediately pass, there will be at least a few who see the value in Sherman finishing his career in their organization, unquote. Fam, let's get to the fun stuff, though. Here's the thing. The 3 players Ginnitti guessed would choose the 49ers as their new team were 6-time Pro Bowl center Alex Mack of the Atlanta Falcons. Mack was part of Kyle Shanahan's led Atlanta Falcons and now ranks number 7 in the NFL history of most productive offenses of all time. Number 7. You know how many years the NFL's been around? They was kicking it. Bring him to San Francisco now. Get him, Kyle. Wide receiver Brashard Perriman of the New York Jets is in Ginnitti's mix. And defensive back Desmond King of the Titans, also a huge possibility. It is just seen that way for various reasons. Adding 6'4", 311-pound, 35-year-old Mack would make sense for the 49ers, considering, this is Ginnitti's word, considering he has played under Coach Shanahan in the past, is a native of Cali, and recently expressed enthusiasm over the possibility of playing for Shanahan once again. Ginnitti projects Mack would sign a 1-year deal, $5 million, to return to Cali. There'll be a lot of us meeting him at the airport, too. Come on back, Mac. Where's that song? Return of the Mac. Yeah, Return of the Mac. There it is. Return. Okay. Ginnitti says about Mac. Mac remains an above-average run blocker, though he's lost a step in his mid-30s. Experience will be attractive to teams like San Francisco, Baltimore, Arizona, who struggle in this regard. Mac has so much to tell Jimmy that would just be huge. Because Mac already can look around on the defense and diagnose it, Jimmy. All right, 7 cross, 29B. Let's go. Coach said something else. Don't listen to him. I got you. Let's go. You know, see, these are the kind of things your center can do under Shanahan's system. And Shanahan ain't going to say nothing about it later. Unquote. Perriman, 27, is coming off a season of 30 catches for 505 yards and 3 touchdowns in 12 games with the Jets. A 2015 first-round pick of the Baltimore Ravens, Perriman, 6'1", 215. He seemed to be in danger of becoming a bust after missing his first season due to an injury, but has resurrected his career since then, catching 82 passes for 1,490 yards and 11 TDs over the past 3 seasons with the Browns, Bucks, and Jets. He now could be set to cash in as a free agent, which Ginnitti projects will happen with the 49ers at the cost of $26 million over 3 years. Ginnitti, you know, here's the thing. Ginnitti says this about BP, quote, Perriman comps nicely to who John Brown was before joining Buffalo in an expanded role. Teams looking for complementary wideouts could see him as a nice low-buy fit. See, here's the thing. You know, the 49ers, one legit scary wide receiver. You see what Emmanuel Sanders did could ignite that offense to take it to the next level. Unquote. See, fam, here's my thing about Mrs. Perryman's baby boy. He could be the answer to my personal prayers for a speed merchant. I need that one guy that moves them linebackers the hell up out the middle of the field and sends that safety on his butt. How fast is BP? Wait for it. Because I read this 5 times. I kept looking around to see if there's some mistake. It is a mistake, though, because 4.19? Come on, man. You can stop lying. That was a 40-yard time that was yelled out for Perryman, according to one scout stopwatch at his 2015 Central Florida Pro Day. Of course, later on, it was found out that the alleged scout was Perryman's agent masquerading as a scout. I'm kidding about that, but somebody was drunk. Come on, man. Ain't nobody running no 419. But if he's anywhere near 419, I'm in. That's fine. If he can do a 422, no problem. Finally, this king, 5'10", 195, who had 189 tackles, 7.5 sacks, 17 passes defense, and 4 INTs in 3.5 seasons with the Chargers before being traded to the Titans for a 6th-round pick in November of 2020. That's not a good thing, because if I give you a 6th-round pick, whoever I'm asking for, he ain't worth a damn and may not make this team. However, King is only 26, was a first-team All-Pro selection as a defensive back and a second-team All-Pro selection as a punt returner in 2018. That was only a couple of years ago. And has experience from his time with the Chargers in the defensive system similar to the one implemented by our own former DC, Bobby Saleh. The 49ers are only going to kick the tires. They may look at some of these guys, but King hasn't reached All-Pro level since 2018, but with Phil needs on defense and special teams for the Niners, which Ginnitti projects to happen at $18 million over 3 years. 6 times. $6 million a year. Ginnitti wrote about King this. King's had years that have popped off the page, but has seemingly been in decline the past 2 seasons, leaving his financial future a bit of a mystery. This lower price tag could attract decent teams looking to grab value from him, unquote. I am really not interested in King and would rather put that cash on Verrett. That's the dude I want back. I am all in on Mack and Perryman. Ginnitti's got some projections, man. He got a lot of them, too. If you go through that page, just look for Ginnitti's projections at Sportrac. A lot of the places some people are going are just, whoa. Some people you don't want them going where they plan on Ginnitti has them going. We'll get a chance to see how close these projections turn out to be very soon. As you know, March 17th is coming up. For now, it's just pure fun looking at which players could wind up in the weeks ahead as to where and how much they'll get paid when they get there. Hashtag bring Frankie home, fam. Sin, I see you, Sin. He said, I need my beauty rest, so I'll catch you later. Night, Sin. Ray Jr., what up? At number 12, pick of the draft, who will the 49ers take? Your thoughts? It's going to be a lineman. It's been a lineman every year. I hadn't even thought of that. O-line or D-line. The 49ers are not going to drink this. The 49ers' philosophy is the game is won and lost in the trenches, and wherever we're weak at, offensive line or defensive line, that's where they're going. That's where they're going. Matt from Wii Sports, what's up, Matt? Myra Lee, hi, Myra says, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Thanks, Myra. Hope you're doing well, too. Andres Calabero. Oh, thanks, Andres. Samuel Olible. Hey. The media is doubting the 49ers. If we stay healthy, we will be a team to reckon with in 2021. Oh, no doubt about it. Depending upon exactly, we can't lose any of our blue chip stars. But we can build around those guys and still kick some serious butt. William Roberts, we need a linebacker that can rush the passer to go with Bosa and whoever is on the other side. This is true, and that's why I don't know if anybody, you know what? Nobody's going to be mad if we pick up Quiddy. Nobody's going to be mad if we pick up an offensive line. Was it Slater? Because we're not going to get Sewell. So, it's going to be one or the other, fam. Get ready. It is not going to be a QB. That's not what the 49ers are about. Not this group. If they get one, it's not going to be the first round. DJ Malone, right? Hey, SF versus Tampa Bay. Jimmy G versus Brady. Let's see title game next season. Hey, Ronbo, hell yeah. He goes on to say, it would be one hell of a game. Grant Cohn is... Never mind. I'm not going to say anything about... I won't publicize anything about... I won't reflect anything I see. You guys have your comments about Grant. I'll just leave that alone. Yeah. So anyway, I'm telling you right now, man. Free agency is going to be a rough night to sleep, man. I'm telling you. Night before, we're going to be up. It's going to be like Christmas, man. You think Santa Claus is going to put coal in your stocking and take it with him? Or he's going to put some good stuff in that baby boy? It's a good start. Starting with chill. Oh, I'm supposed to be missing something? Okay. Starting with chill.
Ronbo, put your headphones on.
Phil, I got them on now, Phil. And Phil.
All right, man.
And Phil, you know what? Before you get started, I thought about you today as I heard the COVID, because I'm keeping an eye on that, the COVID situation, and we're getting better and better. Chill. I got a feeling you need to polish the car, that SUV, whatever you're using out there. Polish it up, stock it, get ready, Phil. I got a feeling you're going to be in that parking lot this September, buddy.
We're going to barbecue.
Woo! But Phil, you know, Pete Gorman, wait a minute, wait, let me get this straight right now before I get to it. I don't dislike Grant. Other people do. Grant and I are friends. Don't misunderstand it. I have nothing. Hey, I got nothing to get Grant. We're friends on Twitter, everywhere. I mean, we don't agree, but I don't hate him. Phil, go ahead.
Who?
Grant Cohn.
Oh, well. The problem with Grant, he's just trying to buy time.
Yeah,
he throws shit out there. It's like he's hopefully it sticks. And,
shock
it never
shock
sticks.
jocking. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's hardly ever right.
But he sells it good. But Phil, you know, Alex Mack, Brashard Perryman, Desmond King. These are
I like Alex Mack.
Oh,
I like Alex Mack.
God, yes.
All right, I like Alex Mack. We got to sign Trent. We got to sign Verrett. And I think our first-round draft choice, if he's available, is Caleb Farley. And he's a shutdown corner. And we put one side a shutdown corner and one side with Verrett we can double team with. And you know what? When we had Deion Sanders, if you go back that far,
yes.
When we had Deion,
he dared you to throw.
The whole defense changed. All right?
Shit. That quarterback's only on one side of the field to throw to.
If you have a covered corner that can press and can shut down the other top wide receiver, your defense is 20 times better. I mean, it's, you just got to understand that if you've got a corner that can do that. And I think if Caleb Farley is there.
Got to get him.
Now, I'm not a big Surtain guy because I think he's a good technician, but he doesn't have the speed.
Yeah. And Farley's got it.
Deion had
buckets.
The speed where he could coax guys in throwing towards him and then pick them off.
And get into that end zone.
I don't think Caleb's that good, but he's got that capability. And I'm thinking you go second round, you get an offensive lineman, a guard that can play center eventually. You sign Mack, who can train this kid into being the best center, and then you've got future. And I don't like giving up our future for immediate satisfaction, and then the immediate satisfaction becomes joke.
And they're wrong 9 out of 10 times. The media's always got it wrong. They're about like spectacular and big splash attention. And most of the time, it makes no sense.
Exactly, and I'm looking for the long-term, success of the 49ers, and we win year after year after year, and we're in the conversation.
We need a pass rusher.
And
We need a
solid.
pass.
Guys, yeah, please don't don't unmute, because otherwise we get that going.
Nick
So,
Bosa. Hello.
well, he's talking about on the other side. I would imagine, because I do worry. D Ford, the silence behind D Ford means what to you, Phil?
D Ford is gone. I really do. You know, we're going to have to cut him. We'll probably get about $5 million off the cap, and we'll have to sign someone like Kerry Hyder or somebody to fill
I
in
keep
that
forgetting
spot.
about Kerry. Kerry makes sense,
You know,
though. Yeah.
But you know what? We don't give up the farm for Deshaun Watson or anybody like that. I mean,
It's just
and there's really not too many pass rushers in the draft this year. So I think people need to realize that. And how do you compensate for pass rushers? You get a corner, right? You have defensive backfield strength.
yeah. You know what, Phil? I think Hyder has proven enough. I need for him to lose a little weight, but Hyder, for a couple of years, you might want to look at a rusher, maybe if he's
No,
found in the
you
third
can get
round.
him cheap. You get him cheap, and you go with Nick and Hyder.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
No, that's nothing wrong with that. If you're going to draft a guy coming off the edge, get one of those sleepers that nobody notices in the third round. Because we got plenty of third-round picks.
Exactly. And we're going to have more third-round picks next year.
Yeah.
If Sherman signs with someone else, we'll get compensation for that.
You would think
We've
we
got
get
a
more
lot
than
of
a third-round
free
pick.
agents.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Next year, we're going to be loaded. I think that's the year you move up and get a quarterback.
Yeah, if you're going to do that, yeah.
Yeah. So, think of the long term, not the short term. I think too many people are thinking short term.
Yeah.
Let's get we got to win now.
And watching the Rams model. That's why they call me LA Rams.
Exactly.
Lost again, Rams.
Exactly, Ronbo. You don't want to go down that path.
It's a rabbit hole that the Rams are going to regret for years.
It hits the fan.
Yeah.
It hits the fan.
Phil, we got to stop, Phil. We're gonna get too many people on the line here. But Phil, as usual,
Ronbo.
always great to hear from you. We'll be back tomorrow night.
Okay.
All right.
We'll talk later.
All right, Phil. Night.
Okay. Bye.
and John.
Ronbo.
John, come on in, man.
Ronbo.
How you doing tonight?
Good.
I tell you, I'm looking out tonight on our shopping list of free agents. It's coming up on March 17th. You got Alex Mack, Brashard Perryman, Desmond King. These are all Ginnitti's projections that may be feasible for the 49ers. What do you think about those picks, and where do you want to go with it?
Yeah, I saw that this morning as I was reading a lot of articles, and one of the things that, as I was reading that article is that, I'm not sure, how they, know how these players are going to end up in San Francisco, but for me, it doesn't really matter as long as the team finds the right players that fit the system, because I'm not sure if people forget is that, our new coordinator, D'Amico, he needs to find the players that he feels fits the system. Look what he's done, like develop Fred Warner, Greenlaw, and those linebackers around him. He knows what he's doing. So when they will be looking at free agents, they have to also understand the scheme. And if they're going to keep Robert Saleh's scheme, they got to find the players that fit that scheme. The same thing on the offensive side. That's the reason why I keep saying, don't lose, Juszczyk. Don't lose Trent Williams. They're going to cost a lot of money. I know that. But those are the two players that are going to help that offense. And then when it comes to all the other positions, of course, I've mentioned this on the show, Grant, I still watch his show. I don't hate the dude. It's just that, I think he just tries to like stir up the stuff so people can watch his stuff and read his stuff. But at the end of the day, that guy is wrong. That guy is wrong. I really don't care. I don't care how, I work at Sports Illustrated, I really don't care. Because at the end of the day, I want players that fit the system, that mold that team together, have that good chemistry. Because, I've tried to avoid this, but I live in San Francisco. It sucks, And then, of course, the 49ers, when they had to go play at another state, and they somehow won 6 games, and they put everything on the line. Players got hurt, And then another thing I don't like to bring up is that turf in San Francisco, Santa Clara, since that stadium has been open, before, Lynch and Shanahan, players were getting hurt on that field.
First year. Started from the first year.
And now I understand why in 2014 a lot of players retired or left because they didn't want to play on that field. So hopefully that they hire, Jed York hire some new grounds crew to fix up that field. And I think if, injuries like I was saying to all those Rams fans who are like complaining, Stafford is going to make our team win 2 Super Bowls. We don't know yet. So don't cash that check in until you see if he even's going to last 17 weeks. So for all these people who are already saying we need this, we need that, the 49ers are going to be at the basement. Listen, it's barely February is almost over. March is almost here. The season doesn't start till September. So we can read a lot of stuff. Like NFL is the longest off season. They have to write about something, and they're trying to stir up everything. That's the reason why I feel, in my opinion, why 49er fans are divided is because they're listening to certain people, and they're not realizing that, hey, we're dividing up the fan base. We got to come together. That's why it's called the faithful. I supported the team before, we were good, and then when Harbaugh came in, and then after that when we sucked, and then even, these 4 years that has been inconsistent. I will always support this team. I don't care who they bring in as long as it works.
That's all you can ask, But that field, you're so right, John. You remember back when Harbaugh and guys first got on that field? Because that field is a multi-purpose arena. We had soccer games and everything else going on. Remember divots were coming up off the field, guys were running, and turf was coming up underneath it. I said, this field is not ready. Are you serious? Even in Super Bowl 50, that field was still raggedy. I said, this is an embarrassment. You guys come to Santa Clara, and there's turf flying up in the air. That is unbelievable. And Santa Clara is still waging war against Jed about this, about that, anything they can think of, and that field is not A1 grade. So, I'd like to move. I really would.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, we're stuck over there, all those internal problems with York and that city. It's like, just imagine if 2020, we didn't have the year we had, Unfortunately, it happened. And hopefully in September we can have some, like back to normal, where fans could be in the stadium and everything could be back to normal. And also we don't know what's going to happen beyond that. So I'm just hoping that, there's an off season. That's all that I care. If there's an off season, those players are going to get healthy. I know Jimmy's going to get healthy because everyone, Jimmy has to. No, if an off season, he's going to be healthy. We'll be back on time.
Mm-hmm. That's all there is to it. Love him or hate him, he'll be 30-9 before you know it. And that will mean his percentages are undeniable. You can't get lucky and have that record. John, this is the thing I keep complaining about. He can't do this, he can't do that. We're limited. He's winning. He's winning. The bottom line, he's winning. We're winning. 13-3. How many teams had 13-3 last year? Maybe 2 or 3, 2019. So you just, Anyway, John, we got to go. I'll look for you tomorrow night on Raw. All right.
All right, Ronbo, thanks as always. 49ers, still the best team in the NFL.
Well, it's going to stay that way. Now, John and Tommy Huxley, I see it, Tommy. Thanks for having me. Says the Lambs are soft. They tackle like girls. You know what? Have you ever watched those girls playing arena football? Or, is that arena? Yeah. Girls hit hard. You don't want to get tackled by a woman who knows how to play football. They're vicious. JT, I haven't talked to you in a while.
What's happening, Ronbo? What's happening?
JT, man, it's almost time for free agency. Now, we don't have any reason to believe we're going to be busy in free agency. We don't have any money. Walking around a department store with 50 cents in our pocket, right? We got plenty of guys to sign, too, that we need to keep. But some of these guys like Alex Mack and Brashard Perryman, that speed element. Desmond King, I'm not all that impressed with him. But what are you thinking about this?
Oh, Desmond King. Oh, I'm all no. That's all the way out. No, that's not. No. That's a downgrade. No.
I'll sign Spoon first, and Mosley probably outplaying too. So yeah.
Yep. I agree. I would sign in-house what we had, then going out after an unknown commodity. Nope. I disagree on King. As far as Trent Williams, we need to figure it out, Ronbo. That's a stress. That is a stress. That I'd be. If we lose Trent Williams, who you gonna plug in there?
No, maybe not, JT. I don't think I think he's going to stay because for number one, it's the people other than not named Trent that you need to be concerned about. Trent gets signed even if he's the only one who gets signed. You know what I'm saying? So everybody else who you want to keep and work around is the ones,
There's 3 players, four, but more or less realistically 3 that I know hopefully we just got to re-sign. We have to re-sign Trent Williams. We got to re-sign the killer shark, K'Wan Williams. And we got to re-sign Jason Verrett.
I know.
That's a must.
And Juice is a luxury that I wish we could afford, too. I'm worried about Juice.
That's the 4th one that I was going to say, too.
Yeah.
But then you got your defensive players like Kerry Hyder and, Ronald Blair. And, the list goes on and on and on. You just got to figure it out. But enough on that. I want to say there's something that's just been bothering me. I've been wanting to say this. Okay, everybody check this out. Everybody talks about how they want to get rid of Jimmy G and they want to upgrade on the quarterback position. Well, how come everybody doesn't everybody not remember when we went to the Super Bowl and when Jimmy was making all these spectacular plays and then whenever they would hit our quarterback, when they were supposed to throw the flag on certain plays and they just let it ride. If Jimmy G would have won that Super Bowl, there wouldn't be nobody talking like this right now.
See, you hit the bottom line right there. Didn't matter what Jimmy did before that. We are spoiled to the degree that Jimmy's probably the best quarterback we've had since Garcia. But
exactly,
we didn't win the Super Bowl, and Jimmy was the last guy to hold the cards. Hate on him,
Everybody now knows what the Kansas City Chiefs, they got away with murder last year when they beat us.
God, the Chiefs got embarrassed, too, in this Super Bowl. At least we didn't get embarrassed. We could have won that game had the defense just tightened up in that last few minutes. But Kansas City was never in that game, and the mighty Mahomes was the quarterback. What up?
It was orchestrated for the Chiefs to win it, Ronbo. It was orchestrated because, come on, all those penalty flags that should have been called in our favor with that George Kittle play, and all the way from that point all the way down to towards the end of the game, it was in the Kansas City Chiefs' favor. So like I said, if the Jimmy G would have made that throw and Emmanuel Sanders would have caught that pass,
he'd got the keys to the city.
There wouldn't be none of this noise. We wouldn't even be talking about this right now. Hell, we'd probably be talking about our back-to-back Super Bowl because it probably would have been us and well, I wouldn't say us and Brady, but it would have been us and Mahomes again. It would have been revealed anyway.
Well, last year was due to bad health, but the thing is, bringing in another quarterback doesn't guarantee he's not going to get hurt. This is the thing people don't understand. Bringing in another quarterback, he can get hurt too. Because Jimmy's not the only person who can get hurt.
Let me just say one more thing, Ronbo. Okay, imagine this. With the defense that we have right now, and even with the players we're going to lose, and the ones that you do retain, and you bring back like a corner, like you got a corner like Verrett, you see, corners, good quality corners, they change the complexion of the game, even if you don't got good pass rush coming.
Yep.
And it showed. So imagine when you plug in a D Ford and a healthy D Ford, if we have to keep him, and a healthy Nick Bosa with a Jason Verrett in the backfield or with a Patrick Surtain or something like that, man, you got a defense. And like I said, we'll be back to the Super Bowl, and hopefully this time we get the job done.
Yeah. Because, hey, JT, that's another thing that people are overlooking. Experience means a hell of a lot. They were winning that game, but closing it was a thing. And they went that whole game leading until the final minutes.
Hey, you hit it right on the nail. We got experience now. We've been to the playoffs. We've been to the Super Bowl. We know what it takes to win. And God damn it, we should have won that game.
And it would
not but it's all right. I'm already over it. Yeah, I'm telling you, Ronbo, it's coming. It's coming.
I got your back on that. All right, JT. Hey, JT, good to hear from you, man. I've heard you for a long time. All right?
I know. I called the other night, man. I freaking fell asleep, man. I was hella tired. I be working too much.
You need to get that done. I'll tell you what. Then Ron and I will try to get you in here as early as we did tonight, and you'll be all good. All right?
I appreciate it, Ronbo. Thank you.
Hey, appreciate you, man.
Y'all have a good night, Niner Empire.
Hey, night, JT. And now, it's Niners
all day.
Hey, Norm.
And how's everybody doing in the Empire? What is the latest and greatest, man?
Have you got a Twitter account? Because I remember seeing you last time I seen you was on Instagram, I think.
Right. My Instagram is, of course, everybody knows it's Napoleon Dolomite. My YouTube's Norm 49er Empire, and then my Twitter is in motion right now, so I'm gonna have to put that on the hold on. I'm gonna look that up because I don't be on Twitter like that all the time. All
right. Because I haven't seen Norm. I see you on the Napoleon, but I never see you on Twitter. Anyway, all right.
Right. You go on my Twitter, all you're gonna see is Leo post and a picture of some beautiful chick, you feel me, that you know what I'm saying, been trying to dig since the 12th grade. It's ironic. I had the Bruce, she had the chronic.
Don't give up the fight.
The super science.
Get it.
Anyway, but I'm on my Twitter is I think it's Twitter/Norm Rockwell or something like that. I'll put it on the YouTube.
Right. Did you say Norm Rockwell? See, that's what I like about Norm. See, Norm never runs out of ideas, man. He's got a Rockwell up for his name. You need to put a Rockwell photo up there too, and you need to Photoshop yourself into it. Norm, Norm, I'm looking at Alex Mack, Brashard Perryman for shopping day in March. Desmond King, ain't nobody crazy about Desmond, but Norm, we ain't got no money. I don't know why they're making these predictions for us. What are you thinking on this?
What did the salary cap? Did it raise up for all the teams though? I seen an article like that.
It did. It went up to 185. 180, 85. Yeah, was it 175? Yeah, 185. And they went up a few. So that's gonna help us out.
I just want them to keep Jason Verrett. Like I'm really hell bent on the Niners keeping Jason Verrett on the team and Trent Williams. You feel me? But man, I just feel like we just got to keep them draft numbers, keep them draft picks, and not get too funny in the free agency. You feel me? Because we gonna need them young guys, them young hogs in the draft. I mean, this is still a rebuilding. We still rebuilding. You know, we still on the brick by brick thing. I don't know if people understand that or not. We still brick by brick. You feel me? But
Actually, yeah, and it's always going to be
Alex
that way.
Mack would be
Repairs.
right, and Alex Mack is probably I just remember like we talked about Alex Mack a lot as far as like he's a good center. Cal Shanahan picked him up, and Cal Shanahan liked how he, as a center, was able to read defenses, read the D line and read blitzes and pick up blitzes and all that, and be able to communicate that to the rest of the line. And what I'm saying, even to tie it to the quarterback. And that's important. You feel me? That's important for this type of offense. You feel me? And that was important for why the Falcons. He was on the Falcons when they had that #1 offense back in 2016 when they choked in the Super Bowl. You feel me? But Alex Mack was a big part of that. You feel me? Of keeping that offense in motion. And we need that type of stability on the offensive line. You see what happened? I mean, I'm just thinking about, man, just one loss on the O-line can make a big difference, as we seen what happened the last football game that was played. You feel me? If a quarterback don't trust his O-line, he gonna look crazy out there. He gonna look ridiculous out there. He gonna look abnormal to what the fans of said quarterback's team is used to. I know Chiefs fans is over there like, what? It's like, what happened to our guy? What happened to Super? It's like superhero. It was like kryptonite. You feel me? And that's why you got to have like a solid guy on the center, because it's like you see Nick Mullins when he was out there, you see Jimmy G out there and CJ Beathard out there. It was like they didn't trust how the O-line was set up, just because it wasn't so much of I didn't blame so much on Kyle. I blamed it so much on like who was out there. That was the best he had to work with. You feel me?
Yeah. You see what happened to Grisou after that Hawks game. Kyle said, okay, that's enough of that. You could have got my guy killed.
Right.
And not only that, Norm, they were also breached. He wasn't helping any. And they were rushing right past him and into the quarterback's face. I said, this is really a sad situation.
Like a turnstile. That was a real turnstile-esque offensive line. Like if the quarterback was a subway station, and these defense wouldn't even need their Metro cards. They just go right through. They wouldn't even need their BART passes or none of that. You feel me? None of that. It's crazy. But I'm just really, and also with Sherman, I'm seeing videos already, just giving him his props, saying thank you, for your service, and then it's kind of
sure.
It's kind of heartbreaking, you feel me? Because he did so well. He did so well for as far as, redeeming himself in 2019 and, laughing, giving the Seahawks fans a taste of their own medicine. But, after that, it's like, you know what, man, you had your time, man. You shined well, you feel me? And we going to give your props for going out. You feel me? If you just go out like a G, man, you're one of the best quarters in the game, man. Just go out like a G, man. Don't embarrass yourself too much trying to be out there with these young cats out here, bro. You feel me?
And also, and he's starting to get beat on man defense, and people are taking advantage of that.
Right. So I'm thinking Niners need to just go ahead and draft a corner in the first round. One of the next best corner in the game, you feel me? He might not even be in the first round. He probably might be that sleeper in the third or fourth. Like Sherman was picked in the fifth, you feel me? And
that's why he played so good.
Of some backballing stuff.
No respect made him mad.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Right. So it made him mad. So I think the John Lynch and Shanahan just need to dig deep and look for that player that's like really trying to prove something, that got something to prove.
Dre Greenlaw. It's one of those guys,
Somebody like that. You feel me?
Norm, you know what, Norm? In the first round, though, and we're gonna argue this like going up toward the draft like we do every year. Everybody fights about who's going to be the first round pick. Is it going to be another lineman? The 49ers seem to go lineman every year. I hadn't even noticed that until somebody pointed that out the other day. Or
it'd be
is it going to be corner?
This year. I think it'd be offensive line. It'd be one of them Leatherwood type guys on, the Bama guy, the guy from Bama. Or I was hoping
he's supposedly the best.
I hope they keep
available.
Right, and available, because Tyler Linderbaum is not available. So that broke my heart. But hope he gets there next year. But
Panay would be like, if you want to get, as far as centers go, but Panay is the guy you want. But we ain't gonna get him.
Right. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking the Leatherwood is going to be a dope selection. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, this is going to be alignment for Choli. But I'm also thinking that cornerback position is going to be a big void there with Sherman gone. So I would want somebody that's, next to Verrett that's going to be a boss. That's going to be like a Sav. You feel me? So like a savage cornerback. You feel me? Come in there, a young guy, learn under Verrett, and he'll sauce out. Like Debo had and Ayuk and them, they had Sav rookie seasons. We need a Sav rookie cornerback go in there and handle his business.
Could be. I'm telling you, man. Because wow. If we could just hold on to Brett.
And an edge rusher. No, a rookie edge rusher. Like an Aldon Smith. You know how Aldon Smith was when he came on there? Somebody like that on the other side. You feel me?
Oh, God. That's such a lucky thing. Norman going to go, and I'm going to tell you right, look for Napoleon Dynamite on Instagram. Norman Rockwell. Of course, Norman Rockwell is probably not going to be.
Napoleon Dolomite, man. Napoleon Dolomite. Way down in the Dungle Dreep. I was dipping
on the signifying monkey's feet. Hey, and also, you're also your YouTube. I'm gonna make a note of it this time.
Oh yeah, Norm 209er Empire. Norm 209er Empire. You feel me? Because I'm from the 209 and it's Niners all day. You feel me?
Gotcha, Norm.
And shout out to all the Niners fans out there. Shout out to Ronbo Sports and everybody calling in, commenting, and all that. Keep showing love, y'all. We appreciate that.
Go Norm. Norm 209er Empire. Norm, have a good night. Look for you tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, buddy.
All right. And somebody did mention Roberto, right? I hope we weren't doing that. Hey, Steven. Oh. And now, coming down, your eyes back to the tarmac, it is Niner Mike! I forgot about it! Mike! Niner Mike cannot be on social media, because otherwise, I know we'd be going wild on social media. Niner Mike! Niner Mike. All right, we'll come back to Niner Mike, apparently. All right. Slick! Come on in, Slick!
SF to NY worldwide. We're bigger than a nation. We're a mother effing empire.
Oh!
What's up, Ronbo?
Somebody throw me a beer. Bam, bam. Hey, Slick, can't hear from you, fam. I'm telling you, man, it's like we're heading toward the first big event of the season. We're going to see what we're going to do with the free agency. We're going to find out who's going to play for us next year as far as the guys we got in camp right now. People are starting to add people to the team. I'm thinking, I don't know, y'all. But I do like me some Alex Mack. I can do without Brashard, as Ginnitti is pointing out, and that Desmond King can keep walking. But, man, what do you think, Slick?
In the perfect world, picture this.
Started.
We signed Trent Williams. We signed Brett. We signed Juice. And K1. Mm-hmm. And somehow we get Alex Mack. Somehow we trade up to get Penei Sewell.
Oh, that's beyond perfect world, Slick.
Forget about it.
That's ideal world.
We win the Super Bowls over here. I'll be winning the Super Bowls over here.
You had me fooled.
Man.
That was a good Niner Mike.
I mean, I don't know how they could do it or whatever, but I mean, I have all the trust on John Lynch and Parag to work the numbers and make it happen somehow. At least like half of that, you know. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but
they're gonna take away from Peter to give Paul. There's some guys that are not coming back next year and getting cut March 16th or earlier. You know, probably. Ooh, Slick. Maybe the first week in March we're gonna hear about 49ers release. Fill in the blank, and you're gonna say, "Oh no, really? Oh my God! because everybody's thinking D Ford and, of course, Weston Richburg, but they got to wait till June 1st in order to save some money. But how you going to do them like that, Slick? Slick, you could probably be a good businessman. I can't do it. I would call the dudes up. Look, guys, you probably know that we're thinking about we're going to have to go our separate ways. But I'm going to wait until June 1st. I was, as Kyle wanted me to do. But I'm not going to do you like that. I want you guys to get out there early and see if you can get some offers from other teams. What do you think? Bleep you, man. I don't tell. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and let you go on June 1st. Slick, it's a rough world. I can't imagine what it's like to make phone calls to football players or any other professional athlete when I don't have his best interests at heart. You know what I'm saying? So it's a really scary situation right here.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is a business. First of all, it is a business, but as long as we have Parag, man, we could just. I don't know how they do it, but they're gonna work wonders. I mean, they're gonna do what's best for the team, whether we lose maybe like KB or Juice or whatever. But I'm sure they'll find a way to sign other players, free agents, or draft some great players as well. So no matter what happens, we're gonna be all right. And as far as Jimmy goes, I'm gonna say the same thing that Super Bowl champion Eric Davis said. Before Jimmy, we would lose.
Yeah.
When a healthy Jimmy with the full season, we win. And then he gets hurt again, we lose again. I mean, you don't have to be a genius to figure that one out.
That's the way it's been.
I mean, we're pretty much stuck with him. We're not gonna trade the whole farm for anybody else. So, and I'm good with Jimmy. I mean, whether he stays or he goes or whatever, I'm good. But I mean, I don't have a problem with him being here because ever since he's been here, we've been winning. So, and then with a healthy O line, with a powerful O line, man.
Yeah, everything works in.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, because now you got that run game. Most of it out there talk about, man, I'm a 99, man. What Madden, man? What you talking about 97? I helped him out today. I got out there, put that video up everywhere.
That's how your post. That's how your post calling out man. All right, Ronbo, I won't take too much of your time. Just checking in. I'm pretty excited to see what's going to happen in free agency and see who we bring back and who we're going to pick up in the draft.
Yeah, it's coming up soon, man. We got a few weeks to go. Because March is going to be quick. I just know it.
Yeah, we need them pioneers to come back too, like TNT, like crazy ass, drunk ass Jack. Like
Jack. You know what I mean? This is that lay low period.
That was entertainment.
I know Jack will be back as soon as draft day. Because Jack, he likes to make sure everybody knows who he picked. And you know what's so funny, Slick? The dude be accurate. Like, how many times has Jack picked the right dude out of the draft? And he's right. Remember him and Trey were fighting like crazy? Calling each other's name and getting on each other's personal life? Actually, we could have done Jamal Adams. That would have been a good idea. But,
hey, he was on it. I mean, he did call that Fred Warner signing also.
Did he? Was that Big Show gets credit for that too, though. Big Show, I didn't know nothing about what a Fred.
Oh, that
Warner
was Big Show. My bad.
Yeah.
That was Big Show.
Yeah.
Where is Big Show?
Another one though.
I mean, I know he'd be on the chat, but he hadn't called.
He'll wait till Big Show will be around more often.
But I'm calling him. They need to get back on the show.
Oh, and Jack wanted Kim.
All right, Ronbo. I won't take too much of it.
That's what it was. Yeah. All right, Slick.
That's what it was.
Yeah. I tell you what, I'll see you tomorrow if you get a chance, because I know we get them cameos from Slick here and there. Because you're a busy man, I can tell.
Yes, sir.
All right, Slick. Have a good night.
Cool Niners.
There's another guy we're missing too. Where is? Damn. Hey, Niner, Mike, forget about it. Niner Mike. Because I know Mike, man. Mike sit back there, man. He's just lit up a whole bowl and he's laying on the floor, having dreams about Deshaun Watson. Mike! Oh, God. Hey, Tom. What? Somebody just honked a horn. Was that Mike or Tom? Hey, Tom.
Hey!
Tom, man, it's just sitting here enjoy. Wait a minute, trade for me, Judge. The clips. Well, no arguments yet amongst fans about who's going to be in the draft because we're too far away. But Tom, we're talking tonight about March 17th, and Ginnitti of Sportrac, guy makes these predictions every year of who's going to be going where, and Alex Mack. It's kind of an easy pick, actually, to come to San Francisco. But Bashard Perryman came out of nowhere with me. Bashard Perryman? Wow. He'd be that veteran presence that you add to the wide receiver core of kids we got that takes him up to some weird next level, like it did with Emmanuel Sanders. Because all of a sudden, Bourne, Debo, they just caught fire, right? And so, you wonder if the 49ers are looking in that direction. Because OBJ is not going to happen this year, I don't think. The Browns probably want too much for him anyway. So, what are you thinking?
Can't we get E-Man back? Because I think the Saints are going to cut him because they can't afford him.
How old is E-Man now, Tom? Is he 33 or is he? Doesn't matter.
He's in his. I think he's 33. I think that's right. But
as long as he came in for a nice, neat package. I think he likes a pass-heavy team. He mentioned something like that when he went to New Orleans. I don't know if he likes, because you know how Kyle is. If you can play wide receiver for me, you need to block. I like to run the ball. Oh, can you do that for me? Yeah, coach. Come on, man. I'm a professional. What you want me to do? I want to get it done. That. But he really wouldn't rather. Yeah, he'd rather go out for the ball. But we'll see.
But I'd like Alex Mack because we definitely need a leader on the offensive line because Mick, Floppy's not a leader. I don't think Trent.
And Alex would be
I don't
awesome.
think he's really a leader.
Trent Williams?
I don't see him as the leader. Yeah, I see him as like he's the best player, but he's not really. But I could be wrong. It's just like he's like I'm great.
No, you might be right because he assumed that role when he first got there, and he was talking to people and telling them things. I wish somebody would talk to Mike McGlinchey about his footwork, but the coaches are supposed to do that. And you could be right.
Because Staley was the leader, and once he's gone, we kind of don't have anybody to hold everyone accountable. But our offensive line was terrible because of the continuity. We didn't have any continuity at center. Everybody was getting injured.
True. They hadn't been together long enough. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope we could sign. Because I wonder if we could if we're going to keep Jimmy, maybe we should extend him and extend him like maybe contract? 2 years.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So because we don't want him he's taking too much of the cap right now. And then we could definitely sign Trent Williams.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, and I don't know I don't know. One question for you: Would you be how mad would you be if they drafted a edge rusher with the first 12th pick?
Tom, listen. I have naked pictures of edge rushers in my garage, okay? See, that I really like edge rushers, I'm telling you, man. And you know what? Not only edge rushers, but I also think that cornerbacks are special, too. So, the thing is, I don't know if, indeed, we've had a lineman every year as a first-round pick. Have you noticed that? I didn't pay that any attention. Somebody pointed that out yesterday or the other day. That's right. Every year since Shanahan's got here and Lynch, we've picked up a lineman in the first round. And everybody wants a sexy pick. I mean, I really did not want Solomon T, Oh,
no. He's, God. Yeah, he's a bust, but I don't know.
But he was the right idea.
Because
we're the worst team in the league for the run. So that's why they picked him up. But,
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, I'd like to have a corner, but there's actually a lot of corner talent. So if you wait, and maybe you can get one in the second round. It just depends on who we sign in the free agency, who we re-sign.
See, that's the thing, and that's why Kerry Hyder doesn't know it. He probably does know it, But Kerry Hyder's probably going to get romanced like you wouldn't believe. Because him and
He's
Nick
a
together.
baller.
Yeah. You're not going to do much better out
But
of
do
the
you
draft
consider
than Kerry Hyder.
Do you consider
actually.
him a speed rusher, or do you consider him a power rusher?
It's got to be technique, and he's kind of a heavy guy. Every time I look at Kerry, I'd be the guy in amongst the coaches. Kerry, can I talk to you for a minute? Yeah. Listen, can I get you, Kerry? Listen, don't take this the wrong way. I think you're a great football player. You're doing an awesome job for us. Can I get you to take it down about 10 pounds? 10 pounds what? Kerry, size. You don't like what I'm doing? Kerry, that's not what I said. I think you could be even better, a little lighter. You know what I'm saying? And I believe he could, too.
I think,
he's a little heavy. Huh.
Yeah.
But he beats guys on
All right,
technique.
one more question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, the technique is great. Okay, what if the Texans said, if you offered Bosa for Watson straight up, would you do it?
No. They could get something else.
Really?
But you're not getting Bosa. I'm sorry. You know what? This is the thing. Nick Bosa is probably, at the end of his career, may have every bit as good things to say as Deshaun Watson. You know? I respect Nick.
That.
Not Nick, not Fred, not my Pro Bowlers. No way.
No way, Fred. I mean, Fred's because he's the QB of the defense.
Yeah.
He runs
and Nick is the heart and soul and the rage of the defensive line. I gotta have him. You don't find guys like that often.
He's probably one in a decade talent on edge.
Nick Bosa's
small.
Chase
Young's good.
That's it. But you know what? Nick
Chase Young is like Bosa Jr.
Chase is good. Chase, he's a different kind of guy. But Nick is going to end up being, man, his name, I could see him riding up there with, some of the greats of all time. We'll see, you know. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you what.
I just want him to be healthy, and they just cannot – we cannot play MetLife next year. I don't think we are, thank God.
Yeah. I tell you what, I'm looking for Nick and Dick Butkus is going to be giving Nick a call next year. Hey, kid, you kind of remind me of me. Hey, Tom, let me see you tomorrow if you get a chance. Okay, Ron.
All right, then.
All right, fam. Ron C.
Take care.
I gonna have to go? All right, fam. Good night. Ron C. We just got you about spamming. Ron C., I'm going to give you one more time out. You come back and spam next year, we'll say goodbye forever. Okay? Ron C., don't spam. All right. Mr. Black Eyes, thanks, fam. The SP is owed to us by any means necessary. Oh, so true. We'll get it. They were a young team, first time, no playoff experience. They did well to do what they did. And they're pissed off and ready to go. They were ready to go last year. God, okay. Hey, Chris.
Hey, what's going on?
Chris, man, we're looking at the March 17th time is coming. We're going to talk a lot about this for the next 2 to 3 weeks because that's all we got left, right? So, I'm looking at like Ginnitti of Sportrac, man. The guy's got some choices out there that intrigued me. Alex Mack is no surprise to anybody. But Brashard Perryman, the Jets... I mean, the Jets didn't have any situation going. Perryman probably could excel because, as you know, their quarterback was laying in the dirt, setting records for getting sacked last year, right? So Perryman picked up 500 yards with the quarterback laying in the dirt. Maybe he could do better with us. And also Desmond King of the Tennessee Titans, since our cornerback situation is kind of a scary one. What are you thinking, though, as far as these guys and anybody else you want to add for free agency? Do you think it's actually possible for the 49ers in 2021?
Well, this is what I think when it comes to the Niners, man. When they do something that's really relevant or big, you never see it coming. When we got Trent Williams in the draft, who saw that? Nobody.
Couldn't believe it even
when we traded Buckner. Yeah, when we traded Buckner, everybody was like, what did they just do? When we go big, we make big splashy moves and nobody knows. Now I think we're going to get Alex Mack because we just need a center, somebody that's going to solidify it. But I got to tell you, whatever they do, they got to be on point because we are one off-season draft away from being back down at the bottom. We just won because some of the mistakes that we've made so far have cost us so dearly. Like, we didn't draft Deshaun Watson, we got Solomon Thomas. Okay, that's one. But then
Actually, you know what's so funny about that? Actually, what's his name does go down on record and say he kicks himself not about Watson, but Mahomes.
Yeah, and then we draft McGlinchey, right, from Notre Dame, right? Now that was a good pick at the time. We just picked the wrong tackle, because if he was any good, the moment that he's supposed to replace Staley, and he's still on the right side. So what does that tell you? He's trash.
Yeah,
we made a mistake there. Then we traded Buckner away and kept Armstead. Armstead's value was never going to be higher with them 10 sacks. We could have traded Armstead, and we could have paid a little bit more for Buckner, because our running backs are so good. We don't have to pay running backs. So we could egg a little there. And then we would have had Buckner, Kinlaw, and Bosa on the line. But we made a mistake, and we kept Armstead. Now that hurt us. Or we could have taken Wirfs. So we
well, so you know
we
what?
are one.
That's the one. Wirfs. There's one that got away.
Yeah. Yeah. So whatever we do in this upcoming draft, and then you tell me what team only has a free safety sign for the upcoming season. What team only
I
got
don't know
a
of
free
any.
safety
I'd like
sign?
to look around. That's a good question. I'd love to look around the league and find out who is as bad as the 49ers with DBs.
Ronbo, we gonna see you out there, right?
You know,
Gonna be out there.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, listen, guys. You know what? I'm gonna bulk up a little bit here, but listen, I need a $3 million minimum, and I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I just like the 49ers. All right, I get it done for you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we just won. But like I told you before, none of this matters if Ryans cannot game plan. If D'Amico Ryans cannot make in-game adjustments, because you remember. Coach, you can have talent, because when the 49ers came on the scene with Jim Harbaugh, we had all the talent in the world. We just didn't have any coaching.
Yeah.
And when Jim Harbaugh came in, he turned that whole thing around so quick. But we can have the talent. But if Ryans cannot coach that defense, it doesn't matter. It's really, because that's the only thing that was keeping us in games.
Yeah, you know it.
We were a playoff team.
There's no telling what D'Amico learned from being with Robert for that long, and we don't. You know what's so funny? It could be D'Amico maybe was Robert's right-hand man for all we know. You know what I'm saying? So it may be that we're going to see something special out of D'Amico. That defense is going to stay the same with the D'Amico fingerprints on this particular brand. We may see something that may really light us up. So we'll see. I got faith.
I hope so. But there's the one corner out there from Cal. I forget his name, but when he played Arizona State, he locked up Ayuk. He locked him up.
No, what's his name?
I can't remember. I can't remember the corner.
He played for Cal?
But he played for Cal, and when they played Arizona State, he was locking Ayuk up, and he's not being talked about very highly, but if you can lock up Ayuk, and not let him run wild, I wouldn't mind seeing him. But we definitely need some corners. We need offensive line. A lot of people want to get rid of Jimmy. We'll see.
Endless amounts.
If we don't fix that offensive line, Ronbo, we just in trouble. It don't matter who you put back there.
So I've been trying to tell people.
It's not going back.
Everybody thinks Jimmy G won as many games as he did by accident. Granted, he was out, and that may reflect. But still, when you won 2/3 of your games, come on, man, that ain't no accident. You cannot suck and just keep winning. I don't care who's you're on, what team you're on. So to me, it's the stupidest thing in the world to replace the guy that's winning. Can you imagine Jimmy G's in another team? Why'd they trade you? I don't know. What was your record? 24-9? When every time you were missing, that team lost, but whenever you came back, they won? Yeah. Your first full year under Kyle Shannon, you went to Super Bowl? Yeah. You got a job here. Anybody, he'll get picked up in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You watch. But anyway, we're out of time, fam. We gotta go. Let me see you tomorrow, though. Okay?
All right, you have a good one, man.
You do, Tom. That's it, Tom? Okay.
All right, later.
All right. Night, fam. Oh, it's Chris. Okay. I get that. Sorry, Chris. I'm looking at the wrong name. Night, Chris. Tony out in the blue waters of Hawaii singing. Now let me get started, Tony, because you know me, man. Sorry I can't make the gathering tonight. Resign T. Will, sign A. Mack, draft R. Slater. Thanks so much for the forum, my friend. Tony, thanks. Tiny bubbles. Tony, hey, see you tomorrow night. And 49ers Ultimate Reports. Shout out to Ronbo, only show for the fans to talk. I love to talk, man. And appreciate that, too. Thanks. Let's try it again. And now, without any further ado, here's Forget About It. It's Niner Mike.
Forget about it, Ronbo. What's going on, Ronbo?
Mike, you, babe. Come on in, man.
Oh, man, listen, hey.
Did we wake you up?
It's freaking boring without football, Ronbo. Holy shit, it's
No.
boring.
It's a rough Sunday, ain't it? We got to go a few more of these. But it'll be back before you know it, Mike. It'll be hot, 666, hot, bitches, bang.
Oh, man, hey, listen, I hope you had a nice weekend over there, Ronbo. I hope all the faithful out there had a nice weekend. And, what the hell's going on? What are we talking about, Ronbo?
I'm looking at March 17th, Mike, and a guy named Ginnitti over at Sportrac is making predictions as to what free agents are going where, right? So he's got us getting Alex Mack, and pretty much everybody does. Kyle's not going to say anything, but you know he wants Alex Mack. If Mack's available, he's going to go for him most likely. But then the fun stuff is like Bashard Perriman of the Jets is a possibility for the 49ers to have that speed guy with experience. And, of course, the Desmond King of the Titans, the defensive back, just because we don't have any under contract except for a couple. So, Mike, I don't know how you feel about Alex Mack. Bashard Perriman, though, kind of interesting.
I mean, look, Ronbo, I like Mack. I like Mack. I think I already talked. We talked about that a few nights ago, right? And look, I like Mack. I like what he could do. I know we know Shanny's offense, and I feel like he would be a good leader for the offensive line. You know what I mean? I don't know if we really got a leader on the offensive line. I think even Trent Williams. He's kind of a to himself kind of guy. You know what I mean? So our real leader was Joe Staley. We don't have him no more. So we really need a leader on that offensive line. You know what I mean? And hold people responsible. Somebody's got to tell Mike McGlinchey that he's playing like shit. You know what I mean? When he's playing.
I wonder if anybody does. God.
I mean, somebody's got to, Ronbo. Somebody's got to start holding guys accountable, because, listen, that's what real winning football is all about. You got to have guys in there. Yeah, the coaches, they got to do what they do. But guys got to be willing to be honest with themselves. You know what I mean? When they're in their meetings and when they're going over film and when they're talking about different things, all right? Guys got to be willing to understand, like, hey, look, you gotta step it up over there, all right? We're playing Aaron Donald this week, and the way you played last week isn't gonna cut it. You know what I mean? You gotta have somebody that's willing to say that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. As for the Perryman guy, Ronbo, I feel like we got too many of our own guys. I'd rather see that money go to.
That's a good point.
And in all honesty, I feel like receiver. I feel like we're friggin' pretty solid at the receiver position, Robert. We just gotta stay healthy. Like everything else. You know what I mean? We got to say, I would love to see what Jalen Hurts would do in a 16-game season.
I
would love to see what,
Jesus Christ, Jalen Hurts
right?
would make
I
such
would
a
love
difference.
I would love to see Richie James get his head out of his ass because listen, here's the thing. This is what I've always read about Richie James. Richie James, he's got a lot of talent, Ronbo, but his problem is the mental errors, the mental mistakes, lining up in the wrong spot, running the wrong route, not knowing what he's supposed to be doing. That's what's kept him off the field, Ronbo. That's what's limited Richie James. That's the reason why he's been so low on the depth chart. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And especially when you don't get the preseason to really work on that kind of stuff, if you're already back a book on that, then, it's really going to show when you're in the season or when you're in regular practice during the season, and I got to say, if you have a hard time, if you have a hard time understanding the basics of the playbook, when they're going and they're trying to implement new things on a week-to-week basis based on who we're playing, they really don't trust you. You know what I mean, Ronbo? They don't, right? You can't trust a guy like that. It's like, look, you're still having a hard time lining up when we were practicing back in training camp. Now we got to hope that on game day you line up in the right spot and run the right route. And so I feel like we just need to keep the guys that we got healthy. It would be nice to see some of the other guys that haven't really had that opportunity, like Jalen Hurts, to shine, because I feel like he would be a great target in the red zone, Ronbo. The kid's got great size. He's got a nose for how to run with the football. He just got to stay healthy.
Oh.
And
and he's a tough guy. That's the thing, Mike. This guy likes to hurt. Remember that fight he got into
he's a banger.
with we got one of our cornerbacks year before last when he first came in, because he was like too aggressive downfield blocking. I said, see, that's my dude, man. If
definitely, and look, here's the other thing too, Ronbo. Look, I would love to see us really get serious with the whole quarterback situation.
Because, I know you would.
And listen, not to even touch on we'll just call him Jimmy. Not to even touch on Jimmy, but in all honesty, you don't really want to have your franchise quarterback, if you view him as your franchise quarterback, going into a lame duck season, which it would be next year. You know what I mean? And it takes away the focus from where it really needs to be. And listen, if the Panthers are willing to give up, what is it, 3 something? They're talking about 3 first-rounders and CMC. I mean, look,
who?
We better put our freaking big boy pants on.
Wait, did you say CMC?
All right? I said CMC. Those were the latest rumors. The latest rumors are they're willing to part ways with 3 first-rounders and CMC. Those are the latest. Those are the latest rumors that I've read. Now, here's the thing. I like I said, I don't think the Panthers are that ready as we are. But they believe that Deshaun Watson would change the outcome of their future for the next 10 years that much that they'd be willing to give up their best player on their roster. Now, I'm not willing to say I'm willing to give up the best player on our roster, because I don't feel like that's just kind of stupid. You know what I mean? Yeah, swapping 2 best players and then giving up all them first round picks. That just don't make too much sense to me, Ronbo. I wouldn't be with all that. But I'd be willing to give up one of our blue chippers. I would be willing to give up one of our blue chip guys, just not the main guy. Like, I would say a main guy on defense would be like a Fred Warner. I wouldn't touch a Fred Warner. Fred Warner, God willing, will be like our Patrick Willis. Hopefully he doesn't have the feet issues.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, Ronbo?
But the
right?
problem is, then you'd get beat by the Panthers, though.
What do you mean you get beat by the Panthers?
Well, I mean, as far as the deal goes, you now the Panthers say, hey, CMC, 3 first-round picks. 49ers are offering.
Hey, listen, if that's what they're willing to go, then listen, then it goes that way. Then we just have to ride it out with Jimmy for another season, and then next year you could bet your friggin' bottom dollar. You could bet your bottom dollar we'll be in the market unless he wins the Super Bowl. You could bet your bottom dollar that next year, if we don't handle the QB situation, that'll be that.
Yeah. Well, Mike.
So I don't know, Ron. Look, hey,
we're gonna go.
It's one of those things, Ronbo. It's the most important position on the team, And it's like I tell people, and I'll say this and I'll let you go. I know you got more calls, so I'm gonna say this one last thing. I know for the people, and I agree with you when you say, could we win with Jimmy G? Yes, we could win with Jimmy G. I'm fine with that. The Ravens won with Trent Dilfer, but Trent Dilfer wasn't the highest paid player on the team. So we could win with Jimmy G, but if we're not winning because of Jimmy G, then I don't want him to be the highest paid player on our team. That's it. Point blank, period. Anyway, all right, Ronbo. You have yourself a good evening. I appreciate you as always, Ronbo. I really do. Hey, listen, I'm sorry you get so few words in, Ronbo, but you get 3 hours to say whatever you want to say. I get 5 minutes over here. All right? So I try to fit it all in.
That's true.
Don't shoot me for that, all right?
No, it's okay.
I love all of you. I love all of you, the faithful. I love all of you. Stay safe out there. I hope we have another good week. Ronbo, tomorrow, Monday Night Raw.
Looking for you. All right.
All right. I'll see you tomorrow night, Ronbo. You have a good night out there.
Looking forward.
All right. Forget about it.
All
right.
Oh, God. Hey, Salem, come on in.
Hey, yo, what's going on, Ronbo?
Salem, man, we're looking forward to March 17th. It's free agency time, man. Well, that whole week is going to be, like, real stressful, man, because, you're going to hear all kind of rumors. Writers going buck wild and lying about things that they have. We have an inside source that said, no, you don't. You just put that out there. You know that's not true. But they're going to do it to us, and we should all be ready for it. But I'm looking at Sportrac. It's early.
Oh, yeah.
So things you look at now are kind of interesting. When you see Alex Mack, of course, that's a no-brainer. Everybody knows that Alex Mack will be a guy that Kyle would probably look forward toward getting. And also Brashard Perryman of the Jets. I found that interesting because I don't especially want – Niner Mike just made a good point. I want to pay some of the guys I got before I bring Perryman in. Or I can draft a guy with blinding speed. And also defensive back Desmond King is money I could save to pay Verrett. But, Salem, what are you thinking here?
Definitely. I'm thinking free agency gives us an unique opportunity to get players that, our own team doesn't have or that the draft can't give us. So in my opinion, I think like a Larry Fitzgerald, even though he's a wide receiver, if you just saw what Emmanuel Sanders did for Debo, he just I think Ayuk would have that same experience with Larry Fitzgerald. Imagine that type of leadership on our offense, and I think that's enough leadership even for our offensive line. You'd see that guy going down the field blocking. How the hell is McGlinchey not going to block? You know what I mean? So that's the type of players that I would go for. Obviously, Alex Mack would be one of those type of players as well. Yeah. But yeah, if anything, just like a leader, maybe even like Von Miller. I don't know if he'd be available for us, or even Larry Fitzgerald, but I'm just using those as examples.
Has Larry announced his retirement yet?
Yeah.
I think? Yeah. Now, Von Miller.
He did?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. I thought I heard him saying he was going to make some decision. I don't know if he ever made it yet. But Von Miller would be extremely exciting, and he likes Javon Kinlaw. I just wonder, did he have some legal issues here recently?
I think there's some talk about it. But I don't think it's anything too crazy that should like stop him from,
as long as
like at least for us
battering
taking
women.
a good, serious look at him. Yeah, definitely. But Ronbo, I also just wanted to come on here because I can't get off this topic with Jimmy G. I gotta have his back too. But this is the thing, right? We gotta look. Right now, our quarterback is Jimmy G. Let's give him that respect, right? Let's not disrespect our quarterback, right? That's number one. Number two, if we do get another quarterback, for sure, I'll be all in on him. But for right now, Jimmy G has not deserved this type of disrespect, right? That's just my whole thing about it.
And say, let me just piggyback on that real quick, because if another quarterback comes in here, and Mike just says if he doesn't win a Super Bowl next year, he's out of here. You know what? I'd have the same thing to say about the new guy. Okay, so I had a quarterback in here who was going to win 12 to 13 games, probably minimum. So your ass better win at least 11. And if you get the Super Bowl, you'd better win it. What kind of stuff is that? This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Jimmy G's held to a different standard. If he ever makes a mistake, if he throws an INT, if he ever gets fumbled, he is drilled to the ground, dug down deep.
Yeah.
And I watched Patrick Mahomes. He sucked in the Super Bowl.
These people, especially the people that have the platforms, are they going to be held accountable if Jimmy G goes and balls out? You know what I'm saying? Are these people are they going to are we going to have them, eat their words somehow? You know what I'm saying? Are they going to be held accountable? Are they going to have no opinion after that? You know what I mean?
Won't.
Because the things that they're saying is just disrespectful for a quarterback that took us to the Super Bowl. That's not an easy feat. You know what I'm saying?
And it's not appreciated by a lot of people. That's what's been burning me up too. I mean, come on, guys. The guys got to the first year when they're first played together. A lot of these guys, we got rookies on the team and everything else. We had Super Bowl. It's Jimmy G's fault that we didn't win. Oh God, what is this line of thinking? What are you talking about?
Exactly. You know what I think it was? I think it was honestly, and I hate to say it, but I think it was Kyle Shanahan in the playoffs, kind of just taking the game out of Jimmy G. The way he did it. It was just like, if that one game where he only had like 7 or 8 passes, that was just like, dude, why are you disrespecting the quarterback? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think that's what kind of started everything.
We all got to realize, though, Kyle, that's more to do with him taking advantage of the defense and whether they're at their weakest.
100%.
Because you'll see Jimmy passed a lot of games where they thought we got ourselves in a position where we had to start throwing the ball in that fourth quarter, which was a mistake. But it was the only thing I think that was left available. But the problem was Salem, Peters. I mean, what's his name? Anyway, he was getting killed on the left side, and the Chiefs knew it. They were coming through that door right and left. So Jimmy, on every snap, he had to make up his mind before the ball was snapped as to where he was going. There's no time for reads. There's no time for nothing. That defender's going to be on your ass just like that.
Yeah.
Get rid of the ball quick.
Man.
And for some reason, we couldn't run anymore. But, it's I'm sure Shanahan learned from that as well, though. So we'll see.
I think as a fan base, our best ability right now is to have team chemistry, and the players are having that. And this is my whole thing, right? If we're trying to go after the best quarterback, we're not going to win that race. You get what I'm saying? Like, we got to win it in different ways. Let's work on our defense with 2 young studs that people, the blasphemy of them saying we should trade them. It's like, what? See, I don't get it. I still don't get it. Stop. But okay.
But quarterbacks are always going to get put under the hourglass. Under the glass due to the fact that they get paid what they get paid. But hell, the quarterbacks didn't set that trend. You got guys like Mahomes getting paid $500 million and scoring 3 points in the Super Bowl. So you know what? I feel good about Jimmy's salary.
Jimmy G also, his salary it's blown out of proportion. He's middle of the pack. Yeah, he's getting paid a lot on this team, but it's middle of the pack. That's all. I know. Yeah. But thank you for letting me talk. Yeah.
Always
Thanks
a
for
pleasure.
having this talk with me.
All right,
thanks, Ronbo. I'll be back.
See you tomorrow.
All right.
And 49ers Ultimate Report. Thanks. Jimmy G is not Nathan Peterman. A lot of people, I guarantee you got 49er fans out there saying to Peterman they'd rather have him. Guarantee you. Hey, Alex.
Yeah, what's up, Ronbo?
Alex, man, March 17th is coming up. It's like really fast. We got one more week in February. Before you know it, it will be time to put pen to paper. And I keep wondering, and everybody's scared to death as to who we're going to lose and who we're going to keep. Well, pretty much more who we're going to lose, right? So I'm looking at this guy, Ginnitti, Sportrac. I'm looking at his collection of players going to teams all over the NFL. He picked out Alex Mack. I think we all are probably thinking it's good. Alex is going to be one guy that they at least try to get. But Brashard Perryman, I found that exciting with his speed. We don't have a guy that scares the bejesus out of the secondary or the linebacking group, right? And Desmond King, I can do without him, though. But Mack and Perryman would be interesting. What do you think?
They would. Man, I got to play a little devil's advocate because I think there's a lot of positive guys we're talking about, but I like to try to be as objective as possible when I'm like looking at the team and like what we can get who we can sign, who we can draft, all that kind of stuff. And I think we got to be a little careful talking about signing these players that had one good year. Yeah. We have had a lot of guys had one good year. We pay them, and they come back, and they're like, whatever. Eric Armstead is the latest one to do that to us. And, Verrett, I like Verrett. He had a great year last year. But he hasn't – that was his first year in how long? And what if he gets hurt? How much money are we going to give him? I'm a little worried about that, Ronbo. I know he had a good year last year, and we didn't have a pass rush, and so that really – and he locked up D-Hop and some of those guys near the end of the year last year, but can he do it again next year? And if we pay him 12, 13 mil and he kind of, if he gets hurt,
because they're gonna
Trent Williams.
Yeah.
What's up?
You know what you do with him, you give him like 9 maybe, and say you can get it
even still, Ronbo. Even still, I can't help but think, what if he gets hurt?
That's what I was getting ready to say. You give him 9 as a base, and then you say, you can get up to 14. We're going to put this stipulation. If you last the entire season, if you make it to the Pro Bowl and all those things, you could approach $20 million. You put that kind of incentive package on him, and that protects both him and the team.
If he gets $9 mil in the tube, and Trent Williams, he's probably going to want 20 to 21 mil. He had one, I would say, decent to above average year. I wouldn't say elite. I know PFF says different, but PFF doesn't even have Fred Warner as the best linebacker in football. So I don't know how much I trust them. And I still think that Brunskill can play left tackle, Ronbo. I went back and watched a little bit of his tape from 2019. He was our starting left tackle in the Green Bay game. It was the first time we played Green Bay. He came in the middle of the second. He did a great
job when Joe went down.
He had a great job, pass blocking and run blocking. And he played against the Ravens too, which we lost that game, sure, but he had to block Matthew Judon one-on-one, and that is not an easy task.
Hey, and I think if he got more, Mostert was running all over the place on the Ravens too, so he did a decent job. Yeah.
So I like this dude, Brunskill. I know Trent Williams is a big name free agent, and he's had experience, in Shanahan's scheme and everything. But I still think that we probably won't, But I'm just trying to think of how we can save a little bit of cash, and not drop off too much. And I really think that dude Brunskill, I think a lot of people are overlooking him because he was dogging Aaron Donald. He wasn't just dogging him in pass blocking. Ronbo, he was reaching it so hard, like he got on the outside of Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald has been the number 1 pass rusher in the NFL in the last 5 seasons. So I don't know. That's just kind of where my mind is at.
And these are the things that everybody's going to be concerned with. The thing is, what we do too much of is project that a player is going to get hurt. And it's a natural reflex because you've seen him get hurt before. But we also saw Jimmy Ward get hurt every year, and Jimmy Ward's just played 2 years in a row. We've seen Eric Armstead get hurt forever. He was put in 2 years in a row. And with Armstead, it's like I think Robert Saleh said, Armstead was placed in a position where he couldn't really win. They double-teamed him because he is the best defender we had on the line.
Then why are you getting paid the big bucks? You're getting paid 17, 18 mil. You should.
Well, no,
does that.
The thing is, I don't think they knew they were going to lose as many players as they were going to lose. I mean, if Bosa stayed.
Armstead's got to step up, Ronbo. He's got a T on his chest. If you got a T on your chest, you got to step up. I don't care.
I know, but you're not going to beat the odds all the time. I don't care what you got on your chest.
No, but Ronbo,
Alex, I'm just saying, he was playing out of position. They had him playing on the edge, and he's not an edge rusher. He can protect.
I'm just so salty to be traded.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to keep Armstead where he's efficient. You can't play a player out of position.
You got to keep on the inside.
Yeah, you got to keep
And I got one more question for you, Ronbo, just to play devil's advocate, because that's what I'm playing tonight a little bit.
Go ahead.
And it's all in love, okay? It's all in love. It's all for the best. I just play devil's advocate.
You got something you want to say about Jimmy? Go right ahead.
It is. You read my mind.
Everybody hates Jimmy. Jimmy's going to have his own TV show. Everybody loves Raymond, folled by the Everybody Hates Jimmy show.
I don't hate Jimmy. I'm just asking an honest question. That's all.
All right, let me hear it.
Jimmy G is good, if he's the guy, if he's a big name in the league, why are we getting no calls to trade him out? Why is nobody asking to trade for him?
How do you know? We're not hearing about any calls of them trading him out either. I mean, the thing is, you don't know what's going on because in the 49ers camp, I bet you know what? Now that you
I
mention
haven't heard a cricket, Ronbo.
listen, now that you mention it, Alex, I'll bet you there are teams calling whether if you want to get Jimmy G off your hands,
I hope so.
we'll take him. Not really. Because the 49ers don't divulge this information, right? They're not letting anybody know who they're going after either. All the writers are. But the writers are like you and many others. They think Jimmy G sucks to high heaven, right? So they're writing up about how Jimmy G needs to go here and the 49ers need this and they need that about for quarterback position. Look at the writers. That's all they talk about is where they can get rid of and gain.
I never said that. I may have said this.
Lots of people think. I know you didn't say it, but a lot of people think Jimmy G is the worst quarterback in the league, and that's a joke. So what I'm saying is they're not going to say who's calling if anybody's calling.
It's hard to overcome in the NFL if you can't throw outside the numbers and you can't. If you can't maneuver the pocket, you're gonna have a hard time in the NFL.
Okay, and also remember when you've also got like receivers that are in their first and second year. Because the numbers
I don't want to
wait.
That,
Let me I just want to add this. When Emmanuel Sanders came,
he won 5 games.
When Emmanuel Sanders came, Jimmy was putting the ball all over the field. And that's why I keep telling people, guys, give me a break. Jimmy can't do this, he can't do that. If he's got the white guy on the other side, you know what? That's why Shanahan was parading around, always telling people,
nobody in the NFC West is scared of Jimmy Garoppolo. Every other
and
team
they're not afraid. They weren't afraid of any receivers we had until Debo came along, and Sanders. That's the truth. Who do you think was afraid of Kendrick Bourne?
What do you mean by that? What's your point with that, though?
I'm just saying, you guys make it a one-way street. It's a two-way street. You can't have just a good quarterback and no receivers. Ask Tom Brady how he was cussing out his receivers when he first started with ask Aaron Rodgers over in Green Bay when his rookies came in and they sucked. That's just the way it is.
I got.
I'm getting cut off. All right, so let me.
It's all good.
This is what I'm saying.
Love, Ronbo. I love talking ball with you. I love my Niners, and I love you, big dog, and I love the faithful.
Back at you, fam. We can continue this tomorrow. Okay. All right, Alex.
Yes, sir. Good night. Thank you.
Good night. All right. So here comes Hayden, the TNT Terminator. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Rebel D. Jimmy's a pocket passer. He needs a pocket. Well, that's true, too, though. He maneuvers well in the pocket, though. I've seen him do that when he first got here. Hey, Hayden.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hayden,
okay,
come on in
first
there.
of all, right before we get into free agency, Trey was over here talking about in the chat about you got the 7. He was 7 and he was a fan of TNT. Ronbo, if you asked me about a year ago, 2 years ago, before I was on you, before I knew you, and if somebody said, "Hey, you know TNT," I'm like, "What are you talking about, bro? Who's TNT?" Because TNT needs to understand. I had no clue who you guys were before Ronbo. Get that straight, okay, TNT? Anyways, go on. I just needed to get that out.
You guys in this ongoing saga. You guys are worse than me and Niner Mike. And by the way, I'm so tired of people saying, he always cuts them off when they start talking about Jimmy G. That is bullshit, okay? Stop with that. It was 7 minutes in. We're trying to keep it down to 5. Give me a break. I'd argue all night. God, I'm so tired of seeing that. I'm sorry. Hayden, you didn't hear me say that word either. All right, go ahead.
It's fine. So free agency, is that the topic? Like about what we're gonna do?
Alex Mack is a guy. This guy's got Sportrac guy's got predictions who the 49ers might sign, and Alex Mack is one guy. Everybody very much says it's gonna be Alex Mack, but Rashard Perriman,
I want Alex Mack.
Yeah, wide receiver, and also defensive back Desmond King of the Tennessee Titans. We don't need a defensive back, but
no.
A blinding speed wide receiver.
Draft one, if we don't draft one, we do. Because the Niners need to realize, they just can't sign veterans. They can't just I'm just going to sign a Jason Verrett to a 1-year deal. Because Jason Verrett's cool and all, but you want to look at the future.
Yeah.
You know, they just. I don't know what their deal is, but whatever. I don't know why they.
Yeah, Jason
Mama,
Verrett.
when was the last time we drafted a corner?
2
that was
years.
actually like a
Tim
starter?
Harris. Tim Harris in 20.
That was it. No, but I'm talking like not 6th round.
5th or 6th
7th
round? You know what?
Yeah.
You know, Hayden. You asked me too quick on that. You know what? I'd have to go back and do some googling
I know.
for a while.
Well, that's
whoa!
that's my point.
Spoon. We did. I forgot. That wasn't late. Not a 1st round pick. We got Spoon in the 3rd round.
Spoon.
Yeah, I forgot about Spoon. Spoon's not. He's not forgettable, but I did forget. We did get Spoon round 3, 2017.
Spoon, I like him, but his confidence. He needs to work on his confidence because it's like he came back this year against the Cowboys, played good, but then played lights out against DK, who made one mistake against Lockett. He's throwing down his helmet, frustrated. And then if there was more games after that, he probably would have been benched for Emmanuel Mosley. Because I know how he does. He did it last year.
He gets emotionally.
He needs to work on it.
Yeah, he's got to stay within himself. Don't lose it because you made a bad play. Everybody makes a bad play.
Take notes from. Well, don't take notes from Nick Mullins. He's the worst. Take notes from I don't know, Jimmy Garoppolo, but he does get jittery sometimes. See, I call him Gunslinger Jimmy. And then jittery Jimmy.
I've seen it. But did you notice Nick Mullins did that too? You know what? I worry about those guys because I think it's a fear thing at times. They know they've got this long to throw. I don't remember.
I don't want to mess up.
No, not only that, but I don't remember Jimmy doing that. Every now and then in 2019, 2017, he never did that. His footwork was not always good, but you didn't see fear feet. And that's why I wonder.
Yeah, Nick Mullins, once he threw a bad throw that could have been intercepted, the game's ruined for him. That's just.
Yeah, he doesn't get over it. Yeah, that's one thing good about
He
Jimmy.
might retire because I'm hearing that elbow injury or whatever happened.
Is it still lingering? Yeah.
No, it's Ronbo. It's like he's probably gonna retire. So.
I'm not seeing anything.
Cool, Josh Rosen. Yeah, that's kind of sad because Nick Mullins was always the fighter, but he just never. The life of a backup.
Yeah, Nick. Well, but he's really a sharp guy. Nick knew the playbook really well, according to what they were saying.
He knew it really well.
But
he's when he was executing, he looked like a starter, but
Yeah. On a lot of plays, he looked really smooth.
He looked like Jimmy Garoppolo and better in some plays. So I'm not going to say he's better than Jimmy. Yeah.
What we're all going to come to understand, I think it's going to come in a clear picture this year, Hayden. People understand Kyle Shanahan's offense it's not only difficult for the quarterback, but if it's difficult for the quarterback, it's difficult for everybody involved. We're going to say something this year. I think I'm on target with this. We're going to see something that a full team is all on the same page and everybody knows what their job is and where they're supposed to be and where the ball's supposed to go. It took the Atlanta Falcons 2 years to become one of the greatest teams in football history. I think it's going to apply with the 49ers this year. Hey, we're going to run out of time, though. And production's all over me tonight, so I got to go. I don't get any overtime. So we'll see you tomorrow, okay?
All right, Ronbo.
All right. All right, Aiden.
All right,
Ronbo. Rebel D says, question, who was Jimmy G's number one receiver in 2017? I think it was Marquise Goodwin. I could be wrong. Somebody said Trent Taylor, Trent and Marquise were sharing that, but I think it was Goodwin because Goodwin almost had 1,000 yards. But Jimmy wasn't there the whole season for him. He had 400 yards. But Goodwin and Jimmy lit it up. Why? Because Jimmy was used to Edelman and guys like that. The short passing game, they had it down. And Marquise missed a couple of plays. Yeah, that was the thing. Kay Hendricks, what's up? Everything needs to be right in order for Jimmy to prevail from top to bottom. We're in win mode now. The quarterback spot is the only question mark. But Kay, right there is where I'm saying you can't have. You got a Super Bowl ready team. You start changing elements, suddenly you're not. You're a team that's going to have to find their way to click within 16 weeks. So I emphatically disagree. But you know I love you, man. Thanks for the contribution, though. 49ers on the report. Shout out to Hey Ginnitti. Always glad when he calls in. That's Fly Guy, come in. Don't tell me we're going to miss. Fly Guy, man. Fly Guy, you know.
What's good?
Your visits are like an extremely important part of the program. Fly Guy, how are you doing tonight?
I'm chilling.
Fly Guy.
Chilling, man.
Free agency time is coming up. We want to sign as many guys as we can, but I know there's guys that you have already made clear that you think we could do without. I think Trent Williams is one of the guys you think we don't need, right?
Yeah. Okay, if I was a general manager, this is what I would do. The whole picture, like, I will cut Trent Williams, Richard Sherman.
He's already cut. He's leaving.
Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Solomon Thomas.
He's probably not coming back either.
And D Ford.
Yeah, same with him.
And I would re-sign Verrett, Weatherspoon.
Yeah.
Nick Mullen, C.J. Bettman.
Yeah.
Draft a quarterback in the second round, offensive lineman in the first round, and start Mullen for the season, and draft two offensive linemen.
You gonna wait till the second round to get your quarterback if you're gonna start Mullins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the reason I'm saying start Mullins, because if you look at the 49ers history,
yeah,
all their starting quarterback came from backup. And that's their history. If you look at it, Rodgers don't get the picture.
I'm not
and
arguing.
Mullen played a good season.
Yeah.
Just like everybody giving an excuse for Jimmy G. Jimmy G didn't have nobody on the field. Nick Mullen had nobody too. There was nobody there.
But you said backups. Jimmy was a backup in New England.
No, I'm just saying, like, when Jimmy came to the 49ers, and, I mean, when Jimmy started last year, for the first game against the Cardinals, he played the whole game. The whole game. And
True.
We couldn't barely score a touchdown. We lost the game. That's what set off the season. Like, that's why we went just flat. The first game set off the mode for the whole season. And when just Kittle got hurt, it was because of Jimmy G throwing a screen pass, a simple screen pass to Kittle. He threw it high, and Kittle had jumped for it, and he almost broke his whole leg off. So we'll be fine without Jimmy G. I see Nick Mullen can come in and be the starting quarterback.
I just have one question. One question. How many games did we win with Jimmy?
Okay, let's say Jimmy didn't win the game. Jimmy was part of the team that won the game.
Anybody
could have been playing quarterback that year and would have won those games that we won.
Everybody
I'm not
believes
saying
that.
he played a bad year.
I've been listening to people say that, but I got to tell you,
we didn't win because of Jimmy. Jimmy was the Superman of the team. We didn't win because of that. We won because of the running game was.
Let me explain one thing though. I just real quickly I want to explain this. Do you know how many teams are fully carried by their quarterback? Name one.
Russell Wilson.
Okay, you're right there. But you got me there. Okay, besides the Seahawks, who else fully relies on their quarterback and no other players?
KC quarterback. Baltimore.
No. KC has Speed City. The reason why they do so well is because all their guys outrun the defense, and all Mahomes has got to do is send it deep downfield.
But Mahomes got to
beat the defense.
Mahomes don't want throwing the ball to him. If
yeah, but no, but the thing is,
those passes would not be made.
Yeah, but the point is, so when you got that kind of speed, all you got to do is throw the ball deep all game long, and that's what they did. Although last year they got
speed, he's still not going to throw the ball.
But that's why they got
Jimmy G
beat.
no speed. He ain't gonna throw the ball.
But that's why they got beat last
Like
year in the Super
Jimmy
Bowl.
G is not the future for 49ers.
Well, you got to have
What we
more
gotta
reasons
do
than
is
that.
what we gotta do is keep all our players.
Yeah.
So we gotta cut everybody that's making over 20-something million, whether they was good or not.
Yeah.
They gone because we gotta bring back Fred Warner,
Yeah.
Jason Verrett, Weatherspoon.
Yeah.
We gotta keep almost the whole team together. Then we'll have Nick Mullins start for us on the $5 million contract for that year. We'll draft a quarterback that's gonna come in. CJ will back up Mullins.
You do realize this is a Super Bowl team when they're healthy, right? So if you're gonna move out any one player, it probably should be the quarterback that won 13 games. Whether he gets any credit for it or not, is probably
Jimmy
not.
didn't win those 13 games. He didn't win the 13
But the thing is,
because he played
no matter
6
what,
games last year. He played 6
he was
games.
out
we
there.
lost all 6.
Yeah, but he was out
He
there
won
when
one game last year.
Okay, but he was out there when they won 13 times. So whether you want to give him credit or not, doesn't really matter. It's just the fact is he was out there. And it's already been proven when he's not out there, they're going to lose for the most
but how
part.
about last year? He was out there. He was out there 6 times.
He won 3 out of 3.
We only won one game.
He won,
one game,
he
the,
won
the
3,
Rams game.
He won 3 out of 6. So even
3 out of
there.
6, okay, maybe I'm wrong, okay.
No, he won 3 times. He lost 3 times. But the thing is,
no. He
we're
won
talking
2.
about Jimmy G.
2 out of 6. 2 out of 6.
What?
2 out of 6. Marlon won 2 out of 8, and Bedlam won 1.
Okay.
PJ.
Jimmy beat the Patriots, the Jets, and the Rams. That's 3.
Okay, I might get that wrong, but
okay. Anyway,
but
the point is though, but people have to. I know everybody hates Jimmy, but the problem is when Jimmy's on the field, regardless as to whether you want to give him credit or not, the 49ers win. This is very important.
But do you agree? If 49ers have Nick as a starting quarterback with all the starters on the field, Mostert, Kittle, Ayuk, Debo, you don't think they won't be dangerous? So why not bring somebody for less?
They might be. I don't know. I'd have to see it.
We need to bring somebody for less. That's the mistake we're making right now. We can't even sign Fred Warner because we giving players like outrageous contract. Like, we got to cut the salary cap down.
They probably have a plan, but you can't have an inexpensive quarterback if you're going to win a game. I mean, every team that's winning.
Marlon can do it. He can do it.
Well,
and if sign him for 1 year, and if he wins, we bring him back 3 more years for like 15 million or 20. We got to go slow. We can't just you win 5 games, boom, 30 million for you. Like,
well, there wasn't quite that much. But you know, every winning team in the league pretty much has an expensive quarterback, though. It's kind of hard to get around that.
Yeah, man, we need to bring back the young players, man, because we got to set some.
We got
to set up the team where we win every year in the playoffs, not just 1 year. Then you don't see Jimmy G for 2 years.
Well, not right now.
Every year we in the playoffs.
There's no promise that he's going to get hurt next year. Everybody assumes this, which is really ridiculous. But he may not get hurt. The chances are 50-50 for every guy on the team. So if Jimmy doesn't get hurt,
he will.
Great. Well, see, everybody thinks that way. And he might.
I'm telling you, he'll be hurt.
Yeah, well.
Every time he get hurt, nobody touched him. Nobody touched Jimmy G when he tore his ACL. He was trying to go out of bounds and trying to cut back inbounds.
Yeah, that was a bad move. But
nobody touched him.
What about last year though? The ankle sprain?
Nobody touched him.
Nobody
touched him.
No, that Williams.
The first one was
Quentin
like
Williams,
a kiss, an ankle
fly
kiss.
guy. Williams fell on his. Williams came in after the play was over and crashed in on his ankle. But you know what? Jimmy's got to stay out of the way. He's got to look out for that kind of thing, though, and take care of yourself, Jimmy. If you see Quentin Williams coming, drop a knee into his head or something. If the play's over, you don't have to put up with that. Jimmy's got to be tough. He does have to protect himself.
And one thing about Jimmy G can't even run for 5 yards. Like 5 yards to be right in front of his face, and he'll throw the ball, and we'll have to punt the ball.
Well, you might have to
can put your head down and take 5 yards. 5 yards.
You might have to blame Kyle for that. I've seen them all do that. But anyway, hey, we got to go, though, Flag. We're out of time. And no, it's not because we're talking about Jimmy. It's because we're out of time. Everybody, he's just talking about Jimmy. No, we don't. We're out of time. We're over 6 minutes. Flag, I love talking to you. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, fam. Oh, God. And here he is, Rudy's appearance. Rams reloaded and Stafford is ready to roll. 2017 was an aberration. Jimmy is decent game manager, but hurt more than he plays in 2019. The D carried him through 2 playoff games, and Kyle doesn't trust him, which is why he's still on the team. Kyle hates him. Rudy, thanks for that contribution. Good insights. Ellis, come on in.
What's up, Ronbo?
Ellis, I finally looked over the material you sent me, and I sent you some notes back. You probably ought to check that out.
Yeah. Yeah, I seen the stuff about Jalen, but there was all those other guys too. You saw the other ones, right?
Yeah, not all of them. No, I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give you feedback on each and every one of them. I just saw Jalen.
Yeah.
I thought I saw Jalen a while back. I actually was checking him out a while back. Yeah. You know what though? All these guys that weigh 170.
And he's top ranked for touchdowns.
No,
he's top ranked for touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? So he's actually up there, but he's a sleeper though. He's a late rounder, Ronbo. I'm not saying early or nothing. I don't want us to.
Early's fine. We need speed. What I want is for especially these kind of moves. I'm just saying, get him in camp, get him in that NFL diet, and put in about 10 pounds and make sure it's rock solid.
Sure.
I'd take him in a heartbeat.
No, 100%. That's one thing I say. He puts a little weight on him and keeps but you see his cuts and how he moves, man. I'm talking like he's fearless. And I mean, to see that's all it takes is 1 or 2 of those misses, and then you're gone in the NFL. A lot of the times, you know what I mean? Because you get through a couple of, as long as you're going in the right direction, don't go towards the pile. Go to where there's less guys at. And
I'd rather see that
strategically where you can lure the guys in and then go to the opposite side. You have to. It's a really skilled position. You know what I mean? So you got to have a special guy there. And I just think we got to get some guys there that really specialize in that and stop just putting our receivers and our backs and guys out there that can just run with the damn ball.
If you're going to draft him, get him. Ellis, the guy in New Orleans, that one that runs this. I mean, he does it to everybody. That return guy they got, every time we punted to him, and that's why that game was like it was when we played against the Saints in 2019. Every time he got the ball, he put them in perfect field position.
And he's little. He's smaller than Jalen. Yeah. He's smaller than Jalen. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I said specifically that position, and then he can, transcend into like a gadget player, and Kyle can coach him up, and he can really learn, and like you said, gain some weight and get some, some pounds on him to be able to play in those kind of, plays. But man, as far as on the return game, we just need some guys so we can really, up the ante on that next year, and then up our offense, because I think defensively, we'll probably be a little more, together than not. I think we have. I won't say we had more as a healthy defense as we did the offense. It was kind of split down there. Yeah. But it just seems like the defense kind of sustained a whole lot more last year, and then obviously
they changed scheme.
Yeah.
They started doing different things that we've never seen them do because they look good.
His son and Walter too.
Yeah,
Austin Walter.
Thinking
he's going to try to start switching some things up. Yeah, so I think he's going to get creative this year with a lot of things he's going to do. Maybe we won't get Kyle Pitts. You know what I mean? I've seen that lineman from Northwestern. He's a house, and we need the house.
Can he move? You know how Kyle is. You got to be able to move. Yeah.
Well, it looked like I think they say he can play on any part of the line though. And what was his name again? Slater. That everybody keeps talking about, or
Slater,
whatever it is. Yeah. But I know what you mean. He, being athletic and being able to move around is mandatory. That's why Tristan Wirfs was so crucial. And I heard you talking about it a minute ago. We talked about it yesterday. Yeah. I just really wish we would have, cashed in on that. But we can make up for it. Yeah, we can make up for it. And this, in this draft, I don't know. Are we going to stay in the first round this year? I mean, what are you thinking?
Yeah, they'll trade down, maybe not out. Well, maybe, but I don't think they'll trade out of the first round. They want to pick up some more picks, but 49ers.
Yeah.
I wonder how far they drop down though. Would they trade down to like they're 12? How low would they go though? Because at some point, you take yourself right out of the game for certain players. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it's even worth trading down. I think we just need to keep. I think we just need to keep where we're at. And we have what, 1 second-round pick? Is that it? Or we don't have any.
Normally, yeah, you trade down from number 12, you should get a second, maybe a fourth. Maybe.
No, if we don't trade down, do we even have any second-round picks, or is it just
no?
First,
We got a second-round pick.
Fourth and on.
No, we got a second. Round
Okay.
Third round. We got many
one.
third-round picks, by the way.
Yeah, and so hopefully we'll be able to do some things maybe later on. I think if we do in the first, we'll probably do something with those thirds and try to get creative. But I don't want to say to do it because I think we need to start filling up our team with some guys, man. This draft is going to be. They got some sleepers out there, man. That guy Tolbert, I think it was from Utah College. He's big and fast and strong. One of those receivers I sent you, on IG and stuff. I'm just saying they have some guys out there that are just unbelievable talent. So, like we see in Jeff Wilson and different guys, and we'll obviously have the U.S. DA, the unrestricted free agent or the unsigned, undrafted free agent. I mean,
and we pick up some good ones
we'll be able
every
to.
year. Exactly.
Yeah, thankfully Peters was able to get that upgrade, and we still got him, man. I know we lost a lot of staff.
Too many defensive guys too, which really worries me. We'll see what happens, how that affects the team.
Yeah. Trent Williams, Ronbo, I don't know, fam. That's a lot of money, and if we don't have another plan, we have to. I mean, it's a mandatory. So if we don't have any alternatives, we don't do. We don't see anything in the draft. They got a lot of other linemen and stuff too, other than Penny, the man from Oregon, the big guy. Yeah, so he's good,
Ellis,
but
do you know Osuna? What's that? Osuna, Russell Wilson, the Seahawk. Do you know he's actually available as he's a free agent? I didn't realize that. He's a strange person. I don't know why he's going to so many teams. Okung. Is that Okung? Russell? I forget. Anyway. But Ellis, we're out of time. Let's see tomorrow and see what happens between. Monday's always fun to see the news comes roaring in. Let's see if the Panthers pick up Deshaun or what happens. All right.
Yeah, definitely, and hopefully we can get use check, man. I don't know why Richard Sherman's. He's out of here, man. And,
he's too much.
Hopefully KB will be here to stay. But okay, Brother Ronbo, I appreciate you. Thank you for the platform.
Right, appreciate you, fam. I get back
Shout
to
out to the chat, man. Shout out to the Niner faithful.
And
we'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, looking forward. All right, Ellis. Is that Russell Coons? What's that guy's name? Anyway, that guy goes for like 12 or 13 million. He does a great job at left tackle. I wonder where he'd like to play. Can you imagine the Seahawks seeing him coming back, playing against them? Eloy Rodriguez. How many games Jimmy has missed all this year? He has got to go. I'm looking for you. I've seen you, Ronbo, got mad borderline love attack during games. Eloy, I don't know. There's no defense I can offer. Thanks for the contribution. I can say nothing about Jimmy getting hurt, but I do believe that, no matter who you get, injury's doesn't come with a guaranteed decide, and he will not get hurt. So that's why I say, I need the guys who've been winning with the Super Bowl team. My thing is, they went to the Super Bowl once. It was no accident. It was not 13 wins. You can't actually win 13 wins with no quarterback. It's not possible. So that's why I want that team back. If they suck next year, if he gets injured next year, all bets are off. I agree. So, hey, is that Renzo or Ronzo? It must be Renzo. Renzo!
You got to know it. Greetings from North Florida.
Renzo, come on in, man.
Yo.
I'm looking at free agents. I'm looking at Alex Mack. And this is like a guy named Ginnitti over at Sportrac says 49ers are probably looking at Alex Mack. They're looking at Brashard Perryman. And a guy named King is a defensive back and says, I like the first two guys. I don't know about that defensive back because we need to give some money to Verrett. But what are you thinking?
Yep. Hey, Verrett, ASAP. He part of the Niners mob, man. You can't go nowhere.
Yeah. That job he did last year. Ooh, that was good.
Yeah, Verrett, man, if you ain't coming back, you must be finna retire, homeboy.
He owes us anyway, because we took care of him. We didn't say goodnight. We didn't throw him out. You know, and we waited for him to heal up, and look what he did. It paid off. Just like that happens to a lot of players the 49ers have. They wanted to get rid of Eric Armstead. Everybody wanted to get rid of Jimmy. Those guys came back and had premier years. I'm talking about Jimmy Ward. And Jimmy G still got to prove he can go ahead and do a job. Well, he did last in 2019, but he got hurt again immediately the next year. So we got issues with him. I understand that, but, you know.
But Ronbo, something you said that's real smart that the Niners should do with Verrett. Like you say, pay him like $9 million and the rest of it on incentives.
Yeah. And he should understand that. He owes us that much.
Yeah. You know, Alex Mack, bring him in, you know.
Yeah.
Bring him in. And two, like I was saying last time, Trent, you know, hey, this that last contract. You know, he's trying to set up for the long run, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's time, that window closing, you know.
36. I think he signed a deal for 36. You know what? Renzo, you bring up a good point, because what's going to end up happening with him, if the 49ers want to sign him for a lengthy contract, he'd have a hard time saying no. If somebody says we're going to give you a shorter contract, then he'd probably look twice at the 49ers. You know what? We'll see what happens in a couple, 2-3 weeks, actually.
Yep. And I see you trying to win me over on the Jimmy train, man. I kind of, but you know what though, Ronbo? If we keep Jimmy, I'm kind of scared Jimmy's gonna have a breakout year, Ronbo.
You know what? Jimmy hears what people are saying about him, and what's gonna be funny? He is gonna, and now he fully knows what's going on in Kyle's offense. And the best thing about it is, now he's got legitimate receivers out there. Because like I've been saying, it's okay to have a great quarterback, but that great quarterback needs somebody. He needs somebody on the other side of that ball. And Jimmy can't do this. He can't do that. Kyle doesn't like him. Hey, Kyle has already made it clear he wanted some of his wide receivers to step up. He meant that. That wasn't a joke. His wide receivers have been lagging. Jimmy can only do so much with what he had. You're going to see a different game next year. I'm positive of it. Jimmy G is not a handicapped quarterback.
He's scared because he don't show like he's being aggravated about what people say. He just had that same look on his face.
He's a smart dude. Ain't no point reacting to fan reactions because they're going to say what they're going to say. This is why you see a lot of dudes on social media. They don't friend you. They don't talk back to you because they know today. And I think Spoon made it clear. One time Spoon said, I realized it. Spoon says, yeah, they love you today. They hate you tomorrow.
But Ronbo, you know something I noticed too, man, about our running backs though? Aren't they signed to like short-term contracts right now?
Always.
I'm like, yo, that's kind of scary though, man. Like, we got to keep coming back to the table, redoing those contracts with those guys. I'm like, we can't keep playing with those guys like that though.
I think Mostert, I think his contract expired. I think he's got another. I know he's got another year. He may have a couple more years on his contract.
I think Mostert is a 2-year, and I think Wilson is like a 1-year.
I know.
We did him like.
Boy, Wilson's a UDFA, so he ain't gonna complain.
Oh, and I got an inside source say the 49ers looking at Ronbo.
I'll play on 1 year, no problem. Especially for what they're paying for 1 year. But you know, I tell you, man, your running back situation, TC is probably out of here. He had a long deal. TC had a 3-year deal, I think, apparently.
Yeah. But see, what keeps TC on the team because he's a good, good run blocker.
Yeah.
You know,
and also,
that he can pick up the blitz real good, you know.
Yeah. And Shanahan had him before, too.
Yeah, that one little trait keeps him in the fold. I'm like, man.
It's important.
I'm like, man, y'all need to pick up what TC doing so we can get him out of here.
You know, because you got to have a running back. Frank Gore, same thing. He would knock a man out. He don't care how big he is, trying to get at his quarterback, you know. So that's why.
But Frank used to get it from the muscle, man. He did it all.
I know. Frank can knock some big dudes down, too. That clip I saved a couple weeks ago, that big Chicago Bear, that dude was 3 times bigger than Frank. Frank decked him. God, look at Frank. Whoa.
But reason why Frank is good, man, Frank is born on the same day and the same year as I am. So that's why Frank is great.
He's got to be a bad man, right?
He has that Taurus in it, man.
Frank's he's a baller, man. He's a warrior from the word go. So that's what But that's important, Kyle. That's why Austin Walter. I'm not sure whether I re-signed him. Austin can't stop nobody, and that's why they got rid of Matty B. Matty B can't stop nobody either. Some guys can do it, and some can't. But you know who's good at it? And he's leaving, Mister. You come back to play with us next year, right? Mom, bleep, no. He could block. Dude could stop somebody.
Oh, yeah.
But he was strong as
But I'm
hell.
gonna tell you though,
Jet.
That's bad what Jeff Wilson did. I wouldn't even if you upset with the 49ers, you shouldn't badmouth the organization.
I know,
like that.
you mean Jet. Yeah.
We looked out for you, man. I'm like, that shows no class. Bro. I'm like,
Attitude, my God. Jet, you could have just said, I don't think so or something. You ain't got to go to that, show all that mad.
Yeah. So you think we're gonna bring Usyk back?
God, they took him on a vacation. They must have told him something that I hope so. He really is so valuable. Rizzo, we're out of time, though. I hope so. Man, we'll see.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurd, so one of them's got to be ready. Anyway, fam, I'm going to see you tomorrow.
All right, you'll hear the machines tomorrow, man.
I know, right? Rizzo's, he's off today. All right, fam.
Yeah. All right, man.
Good night.
Bro. Good night.
And come on in, Shay.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
Shay, man, I'm looking at free agency,
How you
man. 'Cause
doing?
Great, man. Always doing great. Looking at the next phase of the NFL offseason. Ain't no offseason in the NFL, but next phase of the NFL year. Free agency. It's got everybody like, oh my God. But I got a kick out of this. Alex Mack. Everybody knows Alex Mack is probably on the menu. Don't know if he's going to get signed or not.
Right.
But I didn't think about Brashard Perryman. Didn't even think.
Yeah, you could bring Brashard Perryman in too on these vet deals. I would go one up with John Ross. John Ross was a bust for the Bengals, but he's not going to be for us because we're going to try to give him the minimum and have him on a prove it deal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just
that's
another
you.
element to extend the offense.
Yeah.
And John Ross was drafted by the Bengals to be a number one type elite wide receiver, kind of guy because he was drafted early in the first round. But sometimes he got a little injuries. But for us, we just need a guy. We go out there. They want to put 9 or 8 guys in the box, but if we got John Ross out there, there's no way in hell they're going to put 8 guys in the box because if anything, you just tell them, hey man, look for the streak and just loft it up and have the kid burn them. So I do think that John Ross or Denzel Perryman would be a great feature to the 49ers offense. But they already tried to do that. Remember, they brought in Jaylen Brown last year, and they also brought in was it Austin? I forgot his name. Tavon Austin. They brought some burners in, but remember they got hurt. They got hurt in preseason. Yeah, they got hurt with like a couple knee injuries, and then I know the John guy, the 49 Ultimate Report, was talking about the turf, and it was like, they were trying to bring those speed guys in, and they got hurt, and they were like, well, we can't keep you on the books. We're gonna, find another wide receiver depth that can play immediately because they got hurt in the off season during training camp. So I think.
I wish the 49ers would work out somewhere else in the off season. I'm sick of what's going on out at that facility. It don't make no sense.
Yeah. But real quick though, Ronbo, I was talking to, Lee and Trey, we're going over a lot of prospects and draft prospects, but I will always keep reiterating this. The league is a passing league now, and college is copying the NFL. They're becoming a passing league. Like I always will retain to the 2020 draft with Tristan Wirfs, Mekhi Becton, all these good tackles that came out and that held their own. Tristan Wirfs was the best out of the bunch, but all these other guys had good grades and they did good. They did good for starting left tackles because all they're getting in college now in this air raid system is pass protecting snaps. That's it. That's all they're getting. Some of them are getting run snaps, and I understand, it's up to Kyle, but I think Kyle needs to figure out, if I can't keep my quarterback upright and we got to block more people on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, Kyle's scheme is great when he's ahead or even. But if he has to play from behind and these guys can't pass protect, we're in trouble for a long game. And and I was just thinking I would bring back Trent, and if we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. I'm fine with either way. And I know some people are like, wait, what? No, Trent. Don't get me wrong, Trent is the best left tackle, but the money he's going to require, is left tackle worthy money because he is the top left tackle in the league. But Ronbo, I just think because of it being a down year in cap, I'm thinking if you go get a proven left tackle in the draft, right? Let's say the guy's average, right? He does, and then you fix the interior line with Alex Mack. You know, we got a good, leader caller, guy who can read the defenses, who knows, who could communicate with his offensive linemen. We get a solid right guard in the draft or in free agency as well, because all that money that we're going to get from not re-signing Trent could go to picks like Yannick Ngakoue, who's a phenomenal defensive end, who averaged 8 sacks through his entire career, never had anything less than 8 sacks. Instead of going him, you can get Carl Lawson, another great edge rusher. But then on top of that, you can re-sign Jason Verrett. You can go get a star cornerback in like William Jackson. You can re-sign Juice. You can re-sign all these guys with the one contract you would give Trent Williams. You know what I mean?
Russell Okung is available.
Russell Okung.
I was kind of surprised at that.
Russell Okung. We were talking about the Oscar, the Villanueva kid from the Steelers. You got a bunch of guys that you can sign if you don't give Trent that money. But if you do give Trent that money, which I'm fine with that way too, you just got to make sure we hit on the draft. We got to hit on every prospect. If you do re-sign Trent, you got to get a cornerback. You probably got to try to go get Farley or go get Patrick Surtain. And then you got to hit on edge. You got to hit on an edge rusher, Then you got to hit another interior line, because then you go instead of pretty much filling out your offense, right? Or offense and defense with free agent pieces that are kind of proven in the NFL. You're going to have to do that with draft picks if you decide to re-sign Trent Williams, right? So, like I said, it's going to be exciting, Ronbo. Like you said, we only got one more week in February. March 17th couldn't come any faster.
Quick.
And, we're just going to see what the Niners do. And if they do re-sign Trent, or if they do offer Trent, let's say they offer Trent $22 million, but another team offers 24-25, and Trent says, Kyle, hey man, I love you, man. Thanks for always giving me the opportunity. I'm gone. Then it's just like, okay, well now we know, what we need to do in the draft.
Yeah, it'll be like it was with Buckner. D-Buck got offered 18, and then he said, we'll give you 22. Buck said, bye, y'all. It'll be the same thing. It's all business on both ends.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, absolutely.
So
I mean, it's just going to be interesting, Ronbo, but I'm excited. I can't wait, I believe in Kyle and John Lynch in the front office. I think they've done a beautiful job building their trenches, because, I mean, no one can sit here and say, yes, they missed a little bit. I know Grant Cohn. Listen, I like Grant Cohn. He keeps everything interesting during the offseason. The guys, I know the John guy talked about it too earlier. The guy's a content creator. That's what he is, Ron. He's a content creator, reporter for the 49ers. He keeps everybody, with the controversy, the hot picks, the topics, everything. That's what he does, man.
Yeah,
that's how he keeps his views.
I don't hate Grant. Some people.
No, yeah, I don't blame him for that either. I mean,
I've been on his chat. Yeah, it's fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It makes sense. Sometimes it's a little like, I don't think that's gonna happen, buddy. It's a little blasphemous, but it's all fun. And
everybody,
it's just,
and you know what?
His opinions
everybody knows Grant. It's the thing. If you were looking to make sure everybody, your household name now, everybody knows Grant. He established. He mission accomplished. So
Exactly.
But you know what? We would have got worse had we not lost Buckner. I really believe that.
Right.
Damn.
No, definitely, Rumbo. But back to my original point though, like how Grant is always slamming Kyle and them, and they're always he's always talking about picks they missed. But you can't say nothing because we got to the playoffs with their formula. And not playoffs, the Super Bowl. We got to the Super Bowl using their formula, so it's proven that it works too, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, but I know we're gonna pull out Rombo. But shout out to our TNT brothers, Trey, Russo, Big Show. Shout out to J-Tan, J-Run, Rome. Oh my God! Shout out to Lee, Rombo. Shout out to you too, brother.
Thanks, man.
Shout out to Cali Bill.
Yeah.
And shout out to production, man. Love you guys, and you have a good night, Rombo.
Love you back, fam. See you tomorrow.
All right, man. Take it.
Oh, shit. Hey, Darius.
Hey, Rombo, can you come back to me in like 5 minutes?
Sure. And
thank you.
All right. Hey, Lee.
Yo, what's up, Rombo?
Lee, delighted. I'd love to hear. I already know how you feel about Alex Mack, but what about Brashard Perryman? Is that a move that if you were sitting in the front office and his name came up that you'd like say yay or nay to?
Perryman, I'll probably say no, Rombo, because with how tight the money is going to be this free agency, I don't think we've got the money to spend on a wide receiver when we've got two young
Exactly.
good
Okay.
ones. And we can also draft
That's what I was going to ask you next.
For wide
Lee,
receiver in this draft, Ronbo.
is there a speed merchant that people may overlook that you can pick up in the magic third round? Because I get a feeling the 49ers are going to go after, like we talked about the other day, they're going to go after picks of need in the first 2 rounds. And in the third round, they're going to go off in another direction. Is there a guy that may fall to the third round that can stop those linebackers and DBs dancing around in the middle of the field like there's no need to worry?
Yeah, there's a lot of speeds. There's a lot of good slot receivers too. If you look at this draft, there's a guy Estridge. He's got good speed, Ronbo. He could probably play special teams too. Another guy out of North Texas, Jalen Darden.
Yeah, we just got to. Ellis just got to talk about him. Lee, do you know what is Jalen's? What is his 40 speed? I kept looking at site after site after site. His 40 speed is not recorded. Is it because he didn't do it or what?
Yeah, and that's the thing, Ronbo. No combine this year, so we're not going to get to see them. Like, we have to watch their prey days, and I'm not sure because he's from a small school. When that's going to run and when you're going to see a lot of these guys, you're probably going to have to just look online, and the guys that really show up, you're going to maybe see the smaller school guys put up, like on YouTube and stuff like that.
I just can't believe there's no recording of ever recorded of their 40. Even in high school, they want to know you're 40. I guess they don't always document it.
Yeah, and how accurate are they? How accurate are these 40 times going to be coming out of their own schools? Because it's not the NFL that's running it, so it's going to be interesting, especially if they're hand timed. But there's Dwayne Estridge as well, Ronbo, out of Western Michigan. He's another speedster. There's a lot of good guys. There's I think someone said the other day, there's that guy from North Carolina, Newsom. There's Nico Collins. He's a more of a bigger receiver. There's Grimes, who's going to be, I think he's the perfect replacement for Jalen Hurd. Ronbo. He's from Florida. He's a big guy, but he's a red zone target. He got 13 in the game between Bama and Florida, the Gators, and he got a touchdown on 13, and he was giving him a hard time in that game, and that shows you how good he is. He's a big guy too. And another speedster, Ronbo, is I got another one, Anthony Schwartz out of Auburn. This guy is a flyer, like he's a track guy. I think he can run a 10-second 100-meter, Ronbo.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Last year, even in the Super Bowl, I was so tired of Honey Badger and all the guys. Relax, we're cool, we're good. You guys don't jump on anything. Pre-snap movements, ignore that stuff. As soon as that ball snaps, take your move. I said, you know what? Is that what he was saying? Oh, man. See, that's where you need your Marquise Goodwins and people like that. So go ahead, you guys stand there. And I think about Jimmy can't throw down. No, Jimmy can throw downfield. He threw the ball way over. Well, not way over, but he threw the ball just slightly over Emmanuel Sanders. Jimmy can get the ball downfield. If there's somebody can go down there and get it, he'll get it to him. So that's what I'm saying. I need that speed merchant. God, I want it so bad.
Yeah.
And it works in Kyle's offense.
There's like that other guy to Florida, Kadarius Tooney, like these little speedy gadget guys like Rondale Moore. Amon Ra's a good slot receiver. Elijah Moore out of Ole Miss. There's so many, Ronbo, when you go through this draft. Demetric Felton's another guy I think would be great to replace maybe a Richie James. They're a hybrid running back / receiver. He was schooling DBs at the Senior Bowl and routes and that. So
that means
there's a lot of guys there. I don't think you need to spend money in the free agency on a receiver, especially when you'd probably be our third option.
Yeah.
Maybe our fourth.
Or more.
Especially with
fourth. Or like you say, special teams.
Exactly.
I just want that guy that comes out on the field and everybody has to stand to attention. All right, you got this? Back up, guys, back up. See, I want that. We don't have that right now. I mean, we don't know. I don't know how fast yet that Ayuk is, but I don't see teams fearing his speed. He's got great movement out there. And Debo, people just need to wear extra armor to deal with him because Debo's going to beat you up. That's what he does,
Yeah, and he's sort of like that little shifty finesse guy, and he's got great leaping ability. He's got long arms. He's very athletic. But there's some real good guys you could get to stretch the field in this draft, especially in the later rounds, like the third round onwards. A lot of speedy guys. And I think that's your best bet there to go for that if you want that kind of guy. Like, remember how last year a lot of you guys wanted Ruggs, Ronbo, to stretch the field?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ruggs was doing it too, boy. And he was hitting him right and left. He got hurt though. But these guys always get hurt. Speed guys always get hurt, Lee.
Well,
always.
Well, another guy, Ronbo,
hamstrings.
I would find very hard on passing. He's not a need, but Ruggs' teammate. If Waddle's there at 12 and we don't need an offensive lineman and the corners are gone, like him and Cook are two guys that I said aren't big needs, but if they're sitting there, they would be great weapons for Jimmy G, Ronbo. And have you seen Waddle? Like, Waddle was crazy speed, and his speed out in short area, like his quickness, direction.
That's a Jimmy G guy.
It's crazy.
He's got a lightning fast.
Because he gets the space straight away.
There you go. Because Jimmy's got a release. He's one of the best in the league, actually. If he's got a guy that's open, he'll get the ball, and he'll get it quick. So this is the thing.
That's what Kyle loves, Ronbo.
Yeah, that's Kyle's game. He doesn't want you running around, dancing around in the pocket, doing all these things. Get rid of the ball. Let my playmaker take care of it. That's Shanahan's offense. Lee, always good stuff, man. Let me see tomorrow. We ran out of time because we're having too much fun. Let's see
No worries, Ronbo. Thanks. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to everyone that's called in tonight. And shout out to you and your team, Ronbo. Thank you.
Thanks, Lee. All right, fam. See you tomorrow. Hey, Darius, are you ready?
Give me a second. Let me put my headphones in.
Okay, we'll let you do that. Oh, God. Okay. Free agency is going to be rough, though. We relax right now, but in 2 weeks, it's going to be, oh, man, we're going to hear all kind of rumors. We're going to hear a lot of lies. We're going to hear all kind of stuff. We're going to say, oh, man, what is that true? No! God!
What's up, Ronbo?
No. But Darius, yes, we're looking at free agency already, and because we only got 3 weeks to go before it gets real serious. And Alex Mack, of course, is probably going to get a phone call at minimum. But Brashard Perriman is, according to Sportrac people, Brashard Perriman may be something 49ers might want to pursue. And Desmond King, a DB, just because we don't have any. But what are you thinking?
Is Brashard Perriman the receiver on the Jets?
He used to, yeah. I guess he's a free agent now, I guess.
Because what would you use him for? Because he's not really like a punt returner or nothing. So,
his speed. Yeah. We need one guy that scares the bejesus out of the defense to get them stop bending over, leaning in, close to the box. Get back.
Right.
Get back. That's what I want. You guys have got no business, no respect at all. Get your butts back or get smoked. I want that one kind of guy.
Yeah, because if we were to, in my opinion, if we were to sign a speed receiver, I would want John Ross because he's like, I remember he broke the record for the fastest 40-yard time
of all time
in the combine.
I know.
Like it was a 4.22, and so
I know that. I don't know what.
And he's unhappy with what the Bengals are doing with him. So he comes into a place like Kyle Shanahan where you use him to take a top off, and you can let Kittle and Ayuk and Debo work in that middle area of the field, and then get that yard after catch, and then the defense slowly moves up, and then boom, deep ball to John Ross. So I would really like a John Ross.
That's why George Kittle had the year he hit. Darius, the year before last, when George set that record, Marquise Goodwin, he was splitting right off his tail. And sure enough, that's why that field was open. Yeah, you got to have that.
And then Marquise Goodwin just started dropping balls, so we just have to let him go. But, I would really want John Ross because I think it would make our offense just unstoppable, really. It'd just be so hard because you'd have to have two guys on Kittle because he's a matchup nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Debo, you can't tackle one cornerback can't tackle Debo, so you got to move guys towards him, and then for speed, you got to make sure you have a safety, making sure John Ross doesn't go deep. So it'd be impossible for you to essentially stop our passing game. The only thing that could hold our passing game back would be ourselves. So.
Yeah. Because you lessen that population running around the middle of the field. Now Shanahan's magic works, and it works devastatingly.
Right.
So
And then with that run game too, you can just play action. Oh my God. Oh, dude.
Speed makes all the difference. That's why the Chiefs and everybody. Matt Mahomes, one of the greatest quarterbacks. No. You need to understand how that team's assembled. If you stand in close. you're going to be killed. They got 3 burners. 3. I just want 1. They got 3. Hardman. And Mr. Cheetah.
Hill.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Because because even if they just had Tyreek Hill in the Super Bowl that you played against them, Watkins, if they didn't have that second speed guy, there would be no one to burn Sherman. We win the game. So speed. If you have a guy who obviously everyone loves a route technician, a guy who can just move and just break someone's ankles off a route.
He can be defended.
There are corners who can just be more physical and pressure the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
You cannot press a guy at the line of scrimmage who's fast and twitchy because you can't keep up to him. You're
not going to bump him.
He's gone, touchdown. It's impossible
He
to stop.
wants you to try to
It's
bump him so he can
impossible
make you look like a fool. Exactly.
Yeah.
And Hill does that all day. Hill can stop on a dime and explode in either direction with incredible speed immediately. And that's why I said, and then they got Hardman. I said, man, come on, man, this team. Why don't people draft in front of these people to do something? Don't let the Chiefs get all that speed. That's a damn.
Yeah.
That's all it. Oh.
But you can also see. But the problem with having just speed, right? And John Ross is a perfect example. John Ross literally only has speed, and what happened to him is he was drafted high. He was drafted like a top 10, the same way we took Solomon Thomas. He was taken top 10, and he's been injured, and he hasn't really been used because he hasn't been able to develop. Because the reason why people took him that high is because of speed. So there are obviously downsides to speed, but in my opinion, there's more upside to speed than downside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you can work on catching a football. You can't work on speed. You can work on running routes. You can work on getting off, beating fresh coverage. You can work on, but you can't teach speed, Ronbo. And I feel like that's if you can get a guy like John Ross.
I agree.
And you can use John Ross in the return game too, because it's not like you're going to be using John Ross as an every down receiver, right? You can use John Ross as a return specialist because he's so fast, just like what they did with Tyreek Hill in Kansas City.
Every time I look at that's why the Raiders went out and got Henry Ruggs. That was their answer to Kansas City, right? I said, man,
yeah, but
Ruggs.
Right, but the problem with the Raiders is the Raiders take they give the combine too much leverage, right? And they essentially forget everything else that happened in the college football season. They look at if a guy can run fast for the Raiders, they take him 9 times out of 10. That's why they took the Ohio State cornerback so high, because he was fast. Being fast, but you also need a guy who has technique, and that's why the Raiders will never be good, because they don't know how to draft. I'm sorry, they don't know how to draft.
That's a tradition with the Raiders.
They took Cleveland Farrell 4th overall round. Cleveland Farrell.
No, I love that one. That was pretty funny. But this is a tradition with the Raiders. They always have that speed guy to fly downfield. This goes way back with them. So they're always going to do that, But that can help open up the offense like nothing else can. We'll see, though, because Kyle knows it. Kyle brought Marquise Goodwin when he first came to San Francisco with him, thinking he had his guy. Maybe not permanently, but he wanted to have that element in his offense because he knows that'll make it click.
Right, and Marquise in his first year nearly had 1,000 yards. I think he was 30 yards shy of 1,000.
I know.
So
the Rams
I don't know what
knocked
happened
him
to the
out.
guy. Because, I think he was struggling off the field with his wife and stuff like his children and stuff like that.
General,
so
yeah.
maybe that messed him up, but shows the importance of speed.
Yeah, we still got to get one. And make sure he's not married. Maybe that's better than. Hey, Marius, we're gonna go though. Let me see you tomorrow, okay?
All right, Ronbo, you have a great night, man.
You too, fam. Oh yeah. Anyway, let us go. Jesus.
Yo, Ronbo.
Jesus, man. It's almost time for free agency, Jesus. So we're gonna be talking about a lot of people between now and March 17th. But Alex Mack is probably gonna stay on the page the whole time. But today's flavor of the week is Brashard Perryman of the Jets. As Sportrac is saying, very nice. Could be looking at Brashard Perryman. And then I looked at it, it says, okay. A speedster, an experienced speedster at that. Maybe. But we don't have a lot of money, though, so you wonder. And then you got defensive back Desmond King that has a Desmond is an all-pro that disappeared and fell off the chart in the last 2 years, though. So, we don't have any quarterbacks signed yet. But do you give him money, or do you say, Jason Verrett, boy, you look good last year.
Jason Verrett.
We're going to give you some money.
We're
going to give you an incentive contract. What? Listen, if you make it to the rest of the season, you have mad money, bro. I'm telling you right now. We're going to start you out at 9. You go through the whole season. Look at this number right here. Verrett, you got a deal. Hopefully, if you'll listen to that. But what are you thinking?
Right. I want to keep Jason Verrett. He knows the system.
Yeah.
And he's familiar with the system, and he's familiar with all the teammates, and why not keep a familiar face?
And plus, he's a good player. Really good. I didn't know he was.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody said he was good. I didn't know how good because I never paid attention when he was in San Diego. Now I know.
Well, yeah, he was really good with San Diego until he got this injury.
A lot of players like that, A lot of players.
Yeah, the 49ers go after. Dude, the 49ers be going after a lot of old, not old, beat-up players, We're like, hey, this guy tore his ACL, so why not let's try to bring him in, His salary will probably be cheaper,
Yeah.
That's what we did with Sherman.
The
that's
Trent
what we
Baalke
did.
method. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Trent was worse, so. Trent would draft guys that were hurt. It's one thing going out and getting a guy that used to be hurt, but Trent goes and purposely gets a kid out of college, and he's already got something hurt. Trent, it's just as easy to draft guys that are whole. God. But anyway.
Trent is, I'm not going to lie, Trent is looking for that big-ass contract, that you probably be like, oh, yeah, I rightfully deserve this because this team because when I was on the Washington football team, he didn't get paid, or he actually did get paid, but he didn't get paid as much as he deserved. He's definitely top 3 left tackle. You need a good left tackle, but at the same time, can we afford him? I don't want to lose him. I really want to keep. I really want to keep. Trent Williams. I just don't want to. I
Not
don't
be able to afford anybody
player.
else. Uh-huh.
Exactly. Either break the bank on one player and then we try to draft players that we're missing on the team, or do we sign Jason Verrett, bring in re-sign Juice, and try to get Kwan Williams? It's kind of like Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch are probably planning out what they want to keep. They probably have an idea of what they want to keep. I'm just sick and tired of these 1-year rentals. Like, hey, this guy's going to be on this contract before.
This year might be the only thing they can do, though. This is a bad year.
Exactly. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the people in the comments have said, "Oh, Kyle Shanahan hasn't." Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch haven't done good with the cap, but yet again, I feel like they have managed the cap pretty good up until, this time, because hey, we signed Jimmy G, we signed Sherman, we signed all our guys, all the key players, but
you know what they're looking at. Jesus, honestly though, you know what they're looking at too. The 49ers know the biggest part of the league is in salary cap trouble. So, a lot of these players we have it's not like they have a whole lot of options, right? So they're banking on that to a large degree as well. So they're not going to lowball people, but they made a lot of backloaded contracts, 1-year deals, or else you can go play for a team. You can play for Jacksonville. Everybody can't play for Jacksonville, though. The Jets got room. There's a few other teams, but not many.
Yeah. Especially I think they're going to increase the salary cap this year.
They already did.
That's why that's why I saw on Bleacher Report that they're going to extend it to a certain amount. And the NFL knows, the NFL knows, hey, we're could be able to keep X amount of players, So it's kind of like, it's kind of hard, like, hey, this player was a big contributor to the team. This guy too, but you have to make an idea. I mean, you have to pick a pick. Which one do you want? This player or that player? It's not really much of a defensive league as much as it once was, Ronbo, at the same time.
Well,
so like
you couldn't tell Patrick Mahomes that.
Right,
you know
right.
Mahomes is going to be my go-to joke every chance I get because he gets too much love as it is, right? They had that boy running the whole 4 quarters of the Super Bowl.
Of course, man. He's the golden child, man. Man, it's like the NFL picks these players out of a hat, bro. I swear. You can't touch Wilson. You can't touch Mahomes. You can't touch Brady. You can't touch Drew Brees. You can't touch none of these players without causing you 15 yards and a first down.
I know, but they did. Mahomes was running so hard. That's the bad thing, Jesus. They couldn't catch him. They meant to do him bodily harm, but he was running backwards so fast and so far, they probably started laughing at some point. Hey, Patrick, man, you know where you at? Hey, man, you better let me tackle you now because they're going to throw you on the bench, man.
Right. It looked like Mahomes should have been benched, man.
300 or 400 yards. I thought they were joking. They should you know about that, right? Over 300 yards.
Yeah.
Somebody said 400 yards of negative yardage rushing. I said, no, y'all lying. I gotta go. I still don't believe it. I've not checked it out yet. What? Really?
Well, yeah,
Man.
I feel like the Chiefs have the ball the majority of the time. It was just the defense setting up the Buccaneers into field goal range or to good field position for them to score in the red zone.
The thing is, their defense just smothered. I don't know how they did it, but they stopped all that speed. They had Mahomes running for his life the whole game. The defense won that game, actually. That's you stop Mahomes from scoring any more than 3 points and no touchdowns. Man, that ain't gonna never happen again. That's what I'm saying. MVP should have went to the entire Bucs defense, man. That was unbelievable. Man.
Right. The Buccaneers played magnificent the whole time, man, So, I'm going to be honest with you. The 49ers, like I said, Ronbo, I have a feeling that the 49ers are going to get a quarterback, and I'm not saying in the first round.
No, they're probably going to get one. I don't doubt that.
I have a feeling that they're going to try to get one in the second, and we're going to try to probably we're going to try to get a left tackle in the first. Depending on the Trent Williams, it all matters about Trent Williams. And, it all matters about Trent Williams.
It's all about free agency. That's decisions to be made, that's for sure. Hey, Seuss, man, let me see tomorrow for Raw and see what develops. Monday's always a fun day because something's going to happen. It's that time of year.
Right.
All right.
All right, Rumble. You have a blessed night, man. Shout out to all my people. I didn't do a shout out because I know that we're on short time today. But
I forgot. That's right. Hey, go ahead, man. You can shout your boys out though.
It's all good. You know what? I give a shout out to my brother Eddie E. Shout out to Jad Garrison. Shout out to Joshua. And shout out to Ray Jr. Shout out to Tommy H. Shout out to Gerardo Flores. Shout out to Andrew Martinez. Shout out to all my homies. You know what I'm saying?
And let me add to that. Rumbo. And Eddie Martinez and your mom and some of those other guys, Jeff Smiley. Where are those guys?
Man, I'm finding them DMs, bro. I'm finding them DMs. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put the boys to bed, man. You know what I'm saying? I have stepchildren out here, Ronbo. You know what I'm saying? And Pippin ain't easy, bro. Pippin ain't easy, Ronbo. All right, brother, man. Thank you for letting me hop on the call, man. You have a blessed night.
You too.
Go night.
What was that dude's name who came in the ring? That was this first thing he'd say, pimping ain't easy. 951, it might be Rudy. 951?
Hello?
Who is this?
Hey, it's Morgan.
Morgan?
I'm new. This is my first call.
Hi, Morgan. Come on in, man. We're
How you doing?
Yes, I'm doing great, Morgan. It's Sunday's always a good day. It's not. Unfortunately, there's no football game for us to go nuts over, but it'll be back before you know it. So, Morgan, we're talking about what they're going to do at free agency tonight. If you've been listening, we know Alex Mack.
No, I've been listening.
Right, you know Alex Mack is.
Mack a lot.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
I think we're going to get Alex Mack.
Yeah.
I think we're going to re-sign Trent. And I think we're bringing Jimmy back. I mean,
Oh, well, Jimmy's not.
There's no reason not to.
Yeah, good. I can't believe I got another guy on my side. All right.
I'm hearing some of these guys, and it's like the perfect storm. Someone said something about a perfect storm 2019. What perfect storm? We had a bottom 10 offensive line. Our best receiver was a rookie we just got.
And the schedule was from hell. We went through a gauntlet of some of the toughest, most brutal teams in the
Steelers,
NFL for
Tampa
that
Bay.
stretch. Yeah.
I'm confused. I'm literally confused. People saying perfect storm. Our defense was amazing. Yeah, top 5 defense. Okay, but Jimmy had no help on offense.
Yeah, you're not. Good luck with that. Nobody listens to me when I say,
No,
we did not. Yeah,
I go
He
through
had
the ringer.
Trent. We had
People tell me I'm
Kendrick
crazy
Bourne.
yeah.
And Kendrick was not as good as he was this last year. He was okay. We had Dante
I think
Pettis.
Kendrick. He needs that guy like E-Man right there with him, because that gets him all hyped up and he's ready to go.
Right?
I
E-Man
think
made
if he has
Kendrick.
that veteran.
Yeah.
So much
And
better.
also Debo picked it up right as soon as Sanders got there. So, wow.
I think that was such the wrong move to let him. I know he was asking for a lot of money, but I don't know. I think that him back this year with all those guys, I don't know, man.
Well, he may be back because the Saints got to get rid of. They got to really dump. They got to dump salary bad.
That would be amazing
dump
if we if we can get him back for nothing.
Wouldn't it be something?
No draft picks. Yeah. A year later, I would love that, because I think that was one of the mistakes we made last offseason.
And we gave up a second and third round pick. Morgan, that's a bad thing?
Yeah.
Jesus. And we paid for that the following year. No second and third round pick, although we did okay in the draft. But
I'm looking at those picks this year, and I'm like, we can do some damage with our 2 and 3s this year.
Yeah.
I think we go guard and center, those 2.
Yeah, because that offensive line.
I hope we trade back in the first round. I think we can trade back.
I can
maybe
see that.
6
Come
spots,
Yeah.
and then pick up an extra second or third. We still get the guy we want.
Morgan, it's going to depend. It's going to depend on if at 12, the guy they wanted, I don't know who that could
Trey
be.
Lance is there. I'd trade Trey Lance is there at 12. I would love to see us trade back.
Trey Lance is.
Can you imagine the people? Can you
At
imagine
12?
the fans that want quarterback? Trey Lance is there, and they're all thinking, "Oh, we're going to get Trey Lance. We're getting Trey Lance." We trade back to either New England or Washington.
Trey's already looking for a place in Jacksonville. He is not going to get past number 1. That's his coach.
Trey Lance or Trevor Lawrence?
Oh, Trey Lance. I'm getting my Treys mixed up.
No.
Trevor.
No, if Trevor Lawrence is
Trey
there
Lance.
at 12, you pick him up.
You know, Trey
Trevor
Lance
Lawrence
might.
is there, you grab him.
Yeah, he might be at number 12, actually.
He's the one that is, I think, of all of them, will fall.
I got a feeling
And
the other guy that got killed in the national championship. Yeah.
oh yeah, he can fall too.
Yeah. Fields is a good
I
athlete.
don't understand the love for first-round quarterbacks, man.
Yeah.
Like, I get you. There's some good ones that's come out in the last couple of years, but what's the percentage on that? Like 50%? It's gonna turn out.
No,
something?
it's less. You know, last few years, it's been really bad. A lot of the guys are out of the league or not with their original teams.
Yeah. Thinking E.J. Manuel, Blake Bortles, you remember?
Oh, God. Jared Goff.
Bad names.
Carson Wentz.
People are talking about getting rid of Jimmy and starting a rookie year 1. It's like,
Yeah, no.
No
Kyle's
one
not going to do
remembers
that. That was
2015,
never in the cards.
2016.
Yeah, Kyle's never going to do that. Yeah.
No.
So.
Man, I mean, I'm ready for the draft, ready for free agency, because I know we can do some damage this year.
I can't wait to see who they pick. And these guys are good at picking up players, too. We're probably going to get blown away by
If we
lots
get Alex
this year.
Mack,
Oh,
and we
man.
keep Trent Williams,
And-
offensive line, I feel it could take a huge turn.
Morgan, it could be that center out of Alabama. You know what? If they get Mack.
That Creed Humphrey?
Yeah, they're going to get a center, the one out of Alabama, or.
Oh, no, that's Lando Dickerson, right?
I think is that his name? It's something like that. Because
Yeah.
the 49ers say, we got Alex Mack for 2 years. That's a Super Bowl window's wide open. Let's go get it. We train this kid, Alex Mack. We give him a 2-year contract. He's probably fine with that. And we bring him on.
Get a center, rookie center. And then eventually he can take that spot.
Or if something happens to Mack, he can get some snaps in now.
Tucker.
Yeah, because there's a lot to learn in Shanahan's offense as far as the center.
Yeah, he can play guard right now.
There you go.
And move to center when Alex Mack. That's what you want to do. You want to train guys up.
I think we just got to figure it out. They're going for a center. Yeah. Well, let's see what happens if they sign Mack first.
Yeah. I think you trade back. I don't think you trade up for. I mean, if Kenneth Sewell drops a lot, maybe you make that decision. If you didn't get to keep Trent, but I think you trade back. I don't think it does you any good to trade up.
Who in the NFC?
I think you got the guys enough.
Nobody in NFC West drafts ahead of us, do they?
Yeah. No, I don't think anyone else in the NFC has first round picks. They all like to trade them away. The Cardinals. We're the only one who likes first round picks.
That's a good point. That's true. But I was kidding. If you're in the NFC West and you see the 49ers are about to pick up Penei Sewell, no matter who you were going to draft, you don't let that happen. But I just realized we're the first ones in the West with a pick.
I don't think anyone has the power,
to stop us unless they trade up.
Yeah. I mean,
if you don't have any draft picks in the first round, you can't trade up. We're sitting in the driver's seat. That's one good Morgan, that's an awesome point. When you can't do a damn thing about anything without your first round picks. Even if you don't want the first round pick, that was capital that you could use for other things.
Yeah.
See, the Rams and Hawks, they don't need the first round picks.
Other teams, we're here building now and being good, while these other teams in the NFC West they got to win now because they don't got a future right now. If the Rams don't win in the next 2 years, what are they going to do?
McVay may not be with us in NFC West after 2 more years. That's right. He cannot keep losing.
Stafford's his last chance. This is probably why they got Stafford, because, I mean, you've got to win now, man.
I wonder if he's a GM. McVay's not making the choices as far as who they're bringing the person.
No, but I'm sure the GM could be out too. GM could be out too if Stafford doesn't pan out. You were able to say, "Hey, Goff wasn't my guy," but you can't say you went out and you traded King's ransom for Stafford. That's your guy now.
And I left everything up to you guys, right? I didn't get involved. I didn't say no, please don't do that. I just let you do this, right? It better work.
Yeah.
Because at some point, that guy, man. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark,
I think
great
we're
to
in
meet
the
you.
best position
in
the NFC West.
Because we know what we're doing.
Because Arizona, you've got to ask the question, is the coach really that good, or is the quarterback really that good if they can't get it done? They've been building for a couple of years now. What's going on there?
Well, they got a 4-year window to build.
We're in best position.
Yeah, they'll get a little time.
They still got time.
Yeah.
But,
so,
I mean,
all right.
A couple more losing seasons than what he got.
I don't
know. I think we're in the best position in the NFC West.
I like our position too. All right, Morgan. Talk to you tomorrow if you get a chance. All right.
Definitely. I'll be back.
Looking forward. All right. Thanks, man. Night. Man. And, in the years to come, we're probably going to look back and finally say, the 49ers, man, you got to look at what Shanahan and Lynch have done, man. We got to hope they don't want to retire. I wonder how long Kyle's going to want to stay. And Kyle, he may need, if the 49ers start to actually take over the league in the next 2 to 3 seasons, will Kyle get bored and say, feel like you want to go take on a new challenge? That's a silly thing. Nah, nobody gets, everybody, look at Belichick. You want to stay, he stayed with the Patriots forever. And Belichick's another guy. Can you imagine Belichick having another year like he had last year? Man. He may just say, I've had enough of football. And I'm also tired of having to deal with the media after every game, asking me a bunch of goddamn foolish questions. Damn, I gotta go. Ain't that like, fam? I can't wait to see you on Raw tomorrow night. Let's talk some more 49er football. Rudy. Lost again, Rams. Niners!